Hello everybody. It's a beautiful weekend, which means it is time for the Warditv Boomer Bash to be concluded. Over today and tomorrow, the Boomers come out to play once again. It's a fun bracket that we've got over the next couple of days. We're going to be starting off today with Hero versus Kazer. Obviously, Kazer and Scarlett both advanced from that first group of the tournament, which was more for more inactive players. Today, they might have their, chances stacked against them. We'll see what happens. So it'll be Hero versus Kazer to start off the day. We will follow that up with Showtime versus Lambo. We've got to get the Europeans out the way early because of the incoming matches tomorrow, matches later today in the European qualifier for the Bulgarian event. So we'll be getting those out of the way, and following that we'll be heading into Solo versus Scarlet, and then Bunny versus Bion is going to tie the day up. So a little bit of mirror matchups towards the latter half of the day, but that's okay. I think we're going to have a fun one. I think we're going to have some enjoyable games coming through. So with that said, we will get ready to rumble. There's a couple more videos coming down. And we'll see what our first map will be here in just a couple of seconds as Hero drops some videos in. We'll pick a map here in just a sec. And we'll get this ready to go. How you guys doing? Amygdala. Alright, let's jump into Amygdala for our first map of the day. Perfect. How is everyone doing again? Good to see you all. Welcome. We are back on the good internet, so we're back on YouTube. I know not many people are on YouTube right now, but if you were missing the YouTube stream yesterday, unfortunately we just had an internet outage. It was out all day. Didn't even come back until like 4 AM this morning. So I was just on my backup internet. My backup internet just doesn't have the power to stream to YouTube, unfortunately, so you can't quite get away with that, so a little unfortunate, but yeah, we actually had a really good set of games yesterday too. Yesterday was a fun group once again, so an enjoyable time. So yeah, sorry if you missed that on the YouTube. Obviously we're trying to make sure everything goes up on the YouTube in this day and age, but yeah, it's not always easily done. First map will be Amygdala, second map Whispers of Gold, third map will be Sandworm. Going to see if we get a fourth map pick before players ready up. We've got Whispers and Ultra Love, I believe. No, we've got Whispers. Eldorado going to be 5. Alright, ready GLHF. It looks like everyone is indeed set. Everyone's on in-game. That's online in my chat channels. Let's start some Starcraft 2, guys. It's the Warditv Boomer Bash Playoffs. This is brought to you by Crate Entertainment. I'm dropping their links in the Twitch chat. No, if I can type, I will be. Dropping their links in the Twitch chat right now, alongside Owlbear Pig's 12-month, 1-year resub on the Prime. Thank you so much for using your Prime on the channel. Super appreciate it. Thank you very much. To spawn the stream, we are up at 618 subs. When did that even happen yesterday? Hey. Crazy. We gained a few subbies. We are on the road to 700 again. The dream is alive. And we are going to be diving on into some Starcraft 2. In the bottom left-hand corner, we're going to start things off with the blue Terran player. This is Kazer. He will be a big underdog here. He came out of the group that was obviously a little bit more kind of catered towards players that don't play as much, they don't play as often, and so on and so forth. So he came out of that group that obviously does have a little bit of an impact, I think it's fair to say that he's an underdog against one of the top performing players lately, which is Hero in the top right corner of the map as our red Protoss. I mean, it's an unfortunate draw, I think it's just straight up fair to say for Kazer. I don't think there's two ways to look about it. I think he could have had a couple of, maybe not easier opponents, like, I don't think that they would have, made Kazer favored, but he could have probably drawn someone that isn't on quite the tear that Hero is on. He is arguably the favorite for the entire tournament, so I do think Kazer was a little unlucky in that regard. We'll see if he can come out with some fun stuff, though, as we go through the Boomer Bash playoffs day 1. open the gambles? Sure. If you guys would like to put all of your points on hero, why not? Go wild. Don't let me hold you guys back. So the Gamba's up for the Twitch chat, and you have a little blockage of the CC for a few moments there. It's going to be a little bit annoying. As we get ourselves the Cybercore finishing, we'll start to see what the tech choice will be from hero. I do hope everyone is, like I say, doing well today, having a good time. Having a good weekend, excited for the excited for some Starcraft today, obviously, but also just having a good IRL weekend. Obviously, we'll have the quarterfinals all today, and then the semifinals and finals will play tomorrow. And then we're hoping to announce some news of our Warditv Spring Championship later today / early tomorrow. So that's in the works as well. All of the excitement going on right now. All of the excitement is happening. As our Adept just pulls back and sits in the center here for a few moments. I'm just going to have ourselves a couple of Marines and a Hellion gathering up together. And we'll see the Hallucinated Oracle going to fly forward. Kazer will get some damage onto that, but it's just a hallucination, so it doesn't matter too much. The main thing here is that he's going to see multiple Hellions. He sees the Marauder popping as well, so great scout actually from here. He gets some great info to start this off with. Oracle continues to move around. All the Marines and the Marauder gathering there as well, so they just gather. Wait to see if there's any opportunity for them to do anything. Like I say, with Hero knowing about it, it's going to be difficult to really justify committing. As our Bio units move across. Hellions going to drop. We are going to commit then. I mean, there's one battery. There's a lot of Stalkers available, those colors are trying to be aggressive at the front. Marauders will attack for quite a bit. Now the Hellions are just going to try and threaten the mineral line and see if they can get a few probes. I don't think that's going to go very far already, as that's going to be pushed around, and that will be cleaned up. Siege tank, Stimpak continue to come through. The Marine coming up as well. We have ourselves the bunker coming online. And the Stalkers head over down through the south. I'm just going to blink them up into this main base, so obviously the pressure continues straight away here from Hero, who jumps right on in. Forces a couple of cancels on add-ons, and we will see at least the Stimpak is in a bit more of a protected position. Tank position is pretty good too. Marauder's just going to try and get a couple of shots off, but can't do too much. And yo, Hero Marine, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everybody. We're in the Boomer Bash playoffs. Have fun, make some players today as we're in the quarterfinals of this tournament for players of 28 years of age or older only. It's been a fun competition. Obviously, Hero is definitely one of the favorites. Old, but extremely old in StarCraft terms, obviously, is what I mean when I say old in these cases. But old by StarCraft terms, but still absolutely up there as one of the absolute very best right now. As those few Stalkers still trying to patrol out the front and protect and do what they can. So that early game kind of panning out. Definitely like where Hero's at. He defended against a fairly committed attack of Kazer. He didn't really take too much damage or anything, so you should expect him to be pretty comfortable about where this game currently stands. Do have our Bio just going to step forward. The Marine Marauder coming up. +1 attack upgrade coming through as well. The +1 attack and the extended thermal lance continues to build, and Kazer heads up the left-hand side. Bit of a push already with that portion of the army moving through. And just going to be seeing those couple siege tanks involved as well. Army supply pretty okay for Kazer. Let's see how he handles the fact that obviously Hero is going to step up with a few stalkers already. That's where you got to be careful because you won't want to lose too much. As Kazer just trying to get into position. First Colossus, I believe, is out. The tank position going to be important because we've got Zealots available. He sets them up quite passively. I feel like he wants to push up to the edge to kind of cover that space between the third and the ledge, but not sure if there's much you can really do there. As a couple of medevacs still going up the left-hand side. The Marine and the 2 Marauders continuing across also. Those rocks about to expire. As well, opens up the map a little bit around the 8-minute marker, so those rocks will disappear. And we will have ourselves... I mean, Kazer, like I say, threatening the idea of an attack, but there's a counterattack already coming his way. He has to be able to deal with this. This is 8-9 Zealots. It's not an easy number of Zealots to handle. Oh, he actually has a decent amount of bio. Let's see if we can trade well enough. We'll have to kite back a little bit. We can jump in the bunker if we need to. I always wonder if it's worth jumping units in the bunker in that situation. I guess it kind of messes with the AI of the Zealots, who are like, oh yeah, that's a target we now need to move on to, and if they hit the bunker at all, that's a win over them continuing to chase units, right? So I guess that's one of the better reasons to jump units into the bunker, where obviously you have enough units to fight, so maybe just you would think just continue step would be okay. Fortunately, just doesn't quite have the numbers to really deal with these Zealots. The Zealots are definitely causing issues as Kazer try to pull back with the rest of the army. Hero stepping forward now at the same time. He's going to pop the Guardian Shield as this army is going to get jumped on. Tanks will siege. A couple more force fields coming down. We see a bunch of the Stalkers dropping as well. Sentries getting chased away. More force fields across the ramp. Disruptor, other units continue to come through as we finally start to get a defense back on the other side, clearing up a few Zealots and being able to push this back. Definitely makes life that little bit more comfortable right here after how this game has been going. Marauders there, just going to get a few more shots. Zealots going down. We'll see the Zealots now definitely don't really want to commit in. The thing is, Hero is already onto a 4th base, right? So he's not slacking. We've seen a lot of PvTs from Hero lately where he just expands. Like, he just doesn't stop. Realistically, he is just full steam ahead. Go, go, go. No looking back. And it's it's very fun to watch, to be fair. Because he just owns the map, and you're like, man, how did he even do that? It's just, he is that good at being oppressive with the army while also putting some resources into that economy and that expanding. Bio gathers, Watermelon joins up. And a couple of the force fields coming down, the Bio getting hit. +3, +2, still coming about. Dark Shrine coming up as well. There's a couple of Colossus coming through. Refinery drops, the orbital taking damage. Marine Marauder coming through again. Disruptor shot will land as we continue up. It's going to be seen as Zealots coming straight forward, but honestly, the Concave of Terran's pretty good. The Disruptor should be target fireable here, and Kazer gets it. Next Disruptor gets dodged away from. Kazer continues to step forward. Zealots charging through, going to take a bit more damage. I mean, honestly, not a bad fight for Kazer. My concern comes in, obviously, this army is low HP. Hero is still expanding and reinforcing. I think this was a good fight. I think the continuation in this game is still very much still going to be an issue, though. The Vikings firing through. Can that be enough to help out? I mean, like I said, I think the HP bars are telling you a little bit of a tale here as well. Kazer's army is constantly in the orange, just trying to keep stemmed up and keeping on fighting, but that's unsustainable over a longer period, as we do get forward for an EMP, hits every sentry, so no sentry spellcast available now during this upcoming fight. Another disruptor. Fires again. Doesn't quite land still. Colossus firing from afar. The Stalkers come blinking forward. The Zealot's getting the charge up as well. Looking pretty darn good, as I think this is going to do it. Kazer does not really have enough firepower. He's got one tank in the back. He's being distracted by some Zealots coming from the other side. And again, these Colossus are looking strong, kind of sitting in the front, dealing damage throughout. GG's, and we will have Hero taking our first game of the day in our first series of the playoffs here in the Warditv Boomer Hush. Alright, game number 2 coming through as we'll head into Whispers of Gold for our second one. That's up and running. I can say, it's fun to see players like Kazer who really have not been as active lately, but then go up against someone like Hero and you're like, well, Hero is just the top of the top right now, and then don't get me wrong, I think Hero was in control of this game throughout. But it's still fun to see Kazer is able to get a defense, right? He doesn't just roll over at the first sign of attack. It's still fun to see that back and forth that continues through. To have everyone in. Ready, GLHF is called. So let's go into game number 2 and let's get this started up. Away we go. Alright, Whispers of Gold. Let's get into our second game. Mines and disruptors are boomers. They definitely put some Starcraft 2 boom into the world. Top left hand side, our red Terran player. This is Kazer. Bottom right, our blue Protoss Hero. Satrax HS, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Alright, so game number 2, can Hero keep the games going in his favor? Again, thank you Satrax for the Prime sub, appreciate the support. Obviously your support continues to allow Warditv events to happen. This one is sponsored by Crate Entertainment, thank you so much to them for put up the entirety of the prize pool and came in with the idea for the tournament of the age limit. But we do have obviously Warditv events on the regular. Warditv Spring Championship announcement should be coming in the next day or two, $5,000 plus. Want to support that? Consider subscribing. Check out the Patreon page at patreon.com/Warditv as well. You can check that out as well. Appreciate it. Going around again, this Cybercore. You want to be finishing Nexus and the Assimilator coming about also, so we get on bringing all of that in. Warpgate and the Adept coming through over as well. Probe, I'm just going to hang around. The Reaper of Kazer heads to the bottom right side. He takes some steps to see what's up. We're just going to hop up into the main for a moment or two. Reaper moves around. The Stalker's about to finish. Gateway continues to build. Add a few probes on a sentry. Warpgate coming through. Again, the starport and the CC building from Kazer. Let's just have the Cyclone also in production at the moment. Kazer sort of cruising with that Reaper. While I cancel the choice here from Hero, no surprise to see him just probably heading into Blink once again. A style that can obviously do a lot for you. My Amaranth 336 on the Prime sub as well for the 22 months. Welcome back, appreciate it. Thank you so much for dropping your Prime on the channel. Thank you. Cyclone locking on, Hallucination getting chased over to the side. And we will be seeing our few Marines joining together here from Kazer to apply some pressure at the front. We have two Stalkers, an Adept, and a Sentry. It's not a crazy amount as Forcefield comes in. We will save the Marine and the Reaper that were in the front there. Unfortunately, Cyclone goes down rather quickly, and with the Cyclone down, I think this aggression kind of ends. There's no Blink for a while, so obviously this medevac is able to get away with that issue. But yeah, we're down a Cyclone, and that first little poke of colors are not going to be able to find too much here in these early stages. Blink Chrono boosting. Again, the Stalker in the center coming about, the Forge and the Nexus continuing through as well. Viking very much so still making its way around. Gonna come down through the bottom. A extra Marine tank still moving through the center, medevac included with that. As we continue to settle, Blink will finish very shortly. +1 attack and charge continue to come through. Gateway coming up. Nexus building. The extra probes coming about as well as the extra barracks very much so on the way through. SCVs and the depot coming up. Now Stalkers coming in from that right hand side. Going to start fighting. They're going to blink up. Just going to get rid of a siege tank. Get rid of a second siege tank. It's a couple probes go down as well. We actually lose quite a lot here as Hero. I mean, Kazer's going to turn around. I don't think he gets a base or anything, right? But he got all the sentries and Stalker's blink forward. We're going to try and aggressively step up. The problem is there's not a good way to really keep these Marines doing much. Going to get a few more probes as we step across, and there's a Liberator in the main base that has had 3 kills as well. So, altogether, Kazer actually going to have a fairly successful first few moments. 10 workers. It's scary because you lose every Marine. But resources lost is even. You got a lot of worker damage done. I feel like Kazer shouldn't be overly upset. The danger is if coming across the map now you're in trouble because these Stalkers are able to overwhelm you because you lost your siege tanks, but we've already got 2 tanks up, which should be good enough for a defense here in general. I guess let's see as our Stalkers step in toward the natural. 1 tank gonna fire, just gonna blink on top of that siege tank. Next tank gonna siege up as well. +3 still being chased around, +1 stim. Coming up to the Temple Archives, the gateways coming online, +1 attack and charge coming up as well. All of this online for the moment. Yeah, I like the stuff from Kazer. The problem is I still think there's going to be a difference in mechanics and macro here. Storm halfway done. +1 armor is going to begin. Add a couple of pylons onto that as well. So we continue to go through with this. Let's see if the drop can get anything done going around that right-hand side. So just making a move straight across over to that far right. Again, the storm about to finish. +1 armor coming over. Had a robo facility on behind this as well. Fire will unload. We're going to start getting rid of a few probes. So 3 workers going down already. A couple of zealots already charging up through the center. Nice storm coming down. 3 probes dropping. The Stalker, Sentry, High Templar coming about. The zealots have to step back away from the CC. Send up to come in again. High Templar dropping a good storm. It's another nice storm. 2 more Marines and a Marauder going down. CC landing on the 3rd base. We get rid of the medevac. Again, armor upgrade about to finish. +1 armor upgrade coming up on the side of Kazer. And we will see the Zealots, the Stalkers, and the Sentry and High Templar regathering at the front. Step across to the left side. Now Zealots are going to show up. They're going to charge on forward. A Guardian Shield pops. As we will see, the couple of Widow Mines going to go off, and the Zealots are going to get blasted. Nice storm onto the Bio Army as well. The Archon still trying to step through to the front here. Step up, another storm coming down. It's a bunch of SCVs continue to drop. 14 workers going down here. The Widow Mines getting hit by a storm as well. We blink forward after cleaning the Widow Mines up. The orbital is on fire, so we are going to have to try and look after that. But the army itself is just being chased. We actually get the Widow Mines to retarget the Archon, which is nice. It softens up one of those tanky units from the front line, and as Kazer pushes this back, that is something, but obviously it's still not exactly ideal. We've got a CC on fire, 18 SCVs dead, and Hero has already put himself into pretty solid position, I think it's fair to say the least, at this point of game. Number 2 continue to look good for the moment. Fire steps through, the Stalkers get chased, the Prism has a High Templar inside, gonna drop the Storm, which doesn't do too much to be honest. Drop the second Storm. The Zealots are going to charge forward. A couple of medevacs are going to get shot at. Another storm coming down as we move on through. The Stalkers get underneath. It's going to be seeing the Liberator going down as well as the rest of the Stalkers continue to warp in. And we do have another storm dropping down. So just keeping everything at bay with those storms, one after the other. Kazer just says GG, well played. As Hero has a little bit too much. Kazer hitting a bit of a brick wall. I mean, to be fair, like I say, we go into this series knowing that Kazer is going to be the underdog, and that is very much so how things are going at the moment. Because he got $175 for losing out in the round of 8, so Kazer is not exactly going to be walking away with nothing, having gotten out of his group originally. Let's see if he can... Honestly, I mean, obviously, like, again, we're playing against Hero. He's one of the very best at the moment, so I really don't look at this as like a lack of success from Kazer. I mean, I actually think it's impressive that he's having some games where he looks like he can get some stuff done, right? He's putting some damage in, stuff like that. It's not like he's just dying in 4 minutes every game, you know? So, you know. I actually had no idea what to expect here. I had no idea what Kazer's level looks like against where Hero is at right now. You know, we just don't. That's kind of the fun of this series. It's really no idea what's going to happen as we queue up, ready GLHF, and let's jump into game number 3 as Kazer looks to try and get one on the board before getting eliminated here. Again, our lineup for the rest of the day, Showtime versus Lambo will come up after this series, then we'll go into some ZVZ with Scarlet taking on Solar. And here we have Bunny versus Bion coming in as the headline of today's quarterfinals. That will come through at the end of the day. So 4 best of 5s in total here in the Boomer Bash, sponsored by Crate Entertainment. In the bottom left-hand side, we're going to have ourselves the red Protoss player up 2-0 and looking to sail on through into the semi-finals and just the final day in general tomorrow. It is going to be Hero. That was his last stand in the Boomer Bash. Let's find out. Played on Sandworm, one of our new maps. Just the probe coming across the map. No surprises on our first couple of moments, of course. As you see the SCV coming in after that probe as well. Cheeky forward Stargate here from Hero is going to be his plan, so he gets that ready to roll. Rain Marauder is going to hit that Zealot. Any more shots going through. Dep gonna go and step on up. Once again, the Marine Marauders will gather. We have our CC very much so continue to come into play as well as the orbital will move shortly. Here we're gonna straight up take his gold base at the front here. So he's actually gonna take the gold. Also gonna have to start working on those rocks. That will take a little bit of time, but we'll get through those and see if this forward gold base is something he can make work. Hero happy to spice it up and bring a little bit of the crazy to this series, as he's up 2-0 already. Oracle going to the upper right side. Warp gate coming online. We'll get some Mule, we'll just see the Cyclone locking in, the Oracle getting chased a little bit. Oracle about to complete, Warp gate and a couple of probes still coming online. Oracle stepping over. And Oracle just flying back. We got a few gates coming over. The Twilight Council coming online. Warp gate coming up. As the Oracle gets back over to the right side. 2 more barracks going down on the back of the Natural. And let's drop a stasis ward at the front here as well to get that stasis into position. Shots on the SCV, the Marine taking a hit. We'll see the Stimpak and Combat Shield very much so on the way. Here we're going to go charge so you can try and just meet what might be any aggression onto that forward base with just a lot of Zealots. How much gas income has he got in general? He's still mining a bit of gas. Just wondering how committed we're going here because we're already on 3 gateways, 4, 5. We're going to have 7 gates. It's getting mass charged off 2 base with that gold economy. But it's interesting, obviously, there's no, Prism included in this. It's just a Stargate into that Twilight Council. There's no Robo for Prism, so the Warpins will just come from the other side. Kazer going to want to enter a Stasis Ward? No? I think that's even worse, because now he might end up backing into it eventually. So that first Stasis catches a handful of units. He does not want to be attacking right now. Hero is going to be sat waiting for him with so many Zealots. Problem is, Kazer doesn't quite know that it's happening, right? So he's basically walking into Hero's trap. It's set up nicely. It's set up well. I think this is going to become very difficult and very tough. Tank in the front is, I mean, you actually get fellas in a more defensive position. Pulling a few SCVs forward. It's still not the defensive position you want to be against this amount of charge plots, although I don't think. He needs to start getting a bunker up because the reinforcements are going to start killing him here. Stasis catches a couple Marines. I just don't think Kazer is going to find the units. He kills the Oracle. We need like a bunker. We need some wall off. 7 gates of Zealots are just going to continue to swarm and hit extremely hard. They're extremely powerful units. And when used like this, they are going to show just how powerful they can be. GG, well played. Hero will take the 3-0, advancing through to the semi-finals of the Boomer Bash, our favorite does what he was expected to do in this best of 5 and dispatches of Kazer in 3 maps. Shout out to Kazer for playing though. Again, it was fun to see him, and it was fun to see him play. He actually played some really great games in the group stage. Obviously, again, the group he was in was kind of more for inactive players and stuff. There was some really fun games back in the groups. I do think he got the toughest draw he could have found in the quarterfinals, to be honest. I don't think it could have gotten much more difficult than that, so GG's. Alright, guys, we are going to hop on over to Europe for Showtime versus Lambo. That's our next series up. So we're going to hop on over to another server. We'll get some ads rolling while we do have to have videos and stuff done, guys, and we'll get this underway. Perfecto. Oh, there's like 2,000 people on this chat channel. Perfect. We'll get this started up in a few moments' time. We're on schedule, because I was expecting this series to be a little faster, which gives us plenty of time to get the next series done before the Bulgarian qualifier starts up that Lambo will be playing in. So nice for us to just get a little bit ahead on that one. Persephone, Amygdala, Killer's Mile. Doesn't see Persephone video. Persephone has been quite heavily played in the PvZ actually, so doesn't see that one taken out just immediately here. Get axed. Bum, ba, da, bum, ba, da, bum. Lightlines gets vetoed as well. Big couple ones. I just think it's a great series. When was the last time Showtime and Lambo played an official match? A lot of Lambo's official matches haven't happened recently because he didn't play so much the last few months. Lambo Showtime last officially played November of 2024 in the Warditv November Invitational. Group D, Showtime got the 2-0. Lambo had a couple of wins before him. They only played 4 times in 2024. It was 2-2 overall. 2 of those meetings was at the Big Gabe Experion Craft, so offline even. Very cool. Alright, Eldorado going to be our opening map of this series. We'll get this hosted up and we'll get underway. Thank you for your patience during the downtime between games, guys. Obviously, we're trying to go as quickly as possible. I don't think it's been too bad, but so we do try and just keep the games rolling out for you all. So, second map, Sandworm. Third map, Ultra. Fourth map, Whispers. Fifth map will be... I make the vetoed Ultra Love? Nope. I can't remember anything in this map pool. But Whispers, Ultra Love's picked. Sandworm, Persephone, Lightlines, Frostline. Showtime up. Just double check we've got everyone in here. I don't think we do right now. I think we're missing a couple of people. Wait for one of our casters and then we'll be off and away into this ZVP, guys. So again, thanks for joining us. It's best of 5 coming at you as we get ready to go. Just wait for one caster to click accept. And we'll be truly off and away. Alright, players are ready. Let's kick off into this. So, get this underway, get this started up, and we head into El Dorado. Game number 1 of this best of 5 series. Let's go. In the bottom right-hand side, we are going to have ourselves the red Zerg player. This is Lambo. He takes on the blue Protoss in the bottom left corner of the map. We have got Showtime. Fun PvZ coming in here. Excited to see how Lambo plays this. As Showtime has been playing some very good PvZ lately as well. I actually like this side of the bracket for him. I don't think it's a guaranteed like advance or anything, but I actually think there's a very good chance Showtime moves through to the finals in this tournament, so there's a good shot of that one. Pro patrolling on the natural, gateway coming up, the hatchery coming online. Oh, you guys want to gamble again? Yeah, you guys are degenerates. Hang on. There you go. Go out. Alright, so opening game, best of 5 series. Start this off as the probe is going to come nibbling for a couple of moments here and there. Put some work in. Hatch, gas, and pool, the choice from Lambo. Obviously, the probe of Showtime did successfully block Lambo from the natural, so Showtime's early probe across the map pays off for him in that regard. That Overlord is coming up at the front, the hatchery coming down on the third base, so we get that going. Couple lings moving about, the probe moving over there. It's going to be seeing the lings jumping onto that. Again, the ling will hit the probe a couple of times. Nothing too major. The Stargate, the choice from Showtime as well, gives us pretty much the most expected kind of go-to setup for the moment, I would say. This really does not seem like too heavy of a surprise thus far. Everything really is just kind of slotting into place of expectation here in the early stages. Two attempts. Again, continue to step over to that right-hand side, so they'll make their way right across over there. Again, take a few, or make a few moves, to see if they can get to anywhere specifically intriguing, as the couple of lings are going to come about, and they're going to start hitting the Adepts in return as well, so Adepts will take some damage. 2 shots coming over. The defense is good, not going to get in to do too much damage right away here. The next Adept will come and join up as well, so that will also get involved momentarily. Oracle is going to be Chrono boosting along. Couple probes coming about, looking to protect the hatchery coming online. We see the Zerglings and so coming up as well. Handful of Adepts is going to get straight onto those Zerglings, just going to get straight in, pick away at a bunch of those. I mean, this is not bad, right? Even just clean up lings, it's going to make you make more lings, which means less drones. So there is absolutely a benefit to kind of trading like this. It's not a terrible call, not a terrible choice. Sporkroll is just going to wiggle its way down to the low ground. It's just going to get in position there and get settled. As you have the Adepts and the Oracles will gather up together again. So we gather those around. Going to have a few Adepts will once more step forward here. As you just see the Oracles overhead. And trying to fly through. The Adepts are going to commit. And the Lings are nearby. The Oracles can't really help because the Queens are zoning nicely. The Adepts do have the position behind the mineral line, which means they do survive a long time against the Lings. We do get 3 drones. One Adept shades out and a couple drones transferring there. As now the Oracles finally find a chance to get involved without taking too much damage. Good pull back from Lambo though, and he makes sure to not let the Oracles do too much else there either. Like I say, pretty solid defense in the early stages by Lambo. I like what he's been able to do. He's minimized a lot of the drone losses that, you know, oftentimes Protoss players find. Very good starting pointers. Feelings will test the waters on the other side. The third Oracle coming in to play defense there. 5 Adepts got 3 drones, 18 Lings. Not nothing, right? Like, you know, I'm not trying to say that this was the most, you know, it was kind of very down the middle of the line, I guess, is the way I want to say it. You know, I think both players are going to be fairly happy. Lambo didn't lose too much. What he did lose was mostly Zerglings. That's okay compared to losing drones. Showtime got some value out of the units. He didn't, you know, put his opponent really, like, super far behind, but I don't think he's, like I say, overly upset about that either. Just a couple Queens will just hit the Oracles. And push back. The Queen fire good to push them the other way. So I got Blinking +1 coming online. So we bring those upgrades up. The Storm are going to be in addition to that as well. The Station Pit is still very much so on its way about. Yeah, for the moment. Get some Stasis Wards into the center, and the Stalk is still gathering. Lurkden Hive continuing through now as the Ling Overlord Hydra continues into production. Let's have a few Stalkers stepping back into the center as the Oracles chill out overhead. Lurkden is going to be on its way, so we see where Lambo's taking this. Obviously, a Storm on the way up. I think it's right for him to be teching heavily as well. So I think both players are making good calls in these early stages. The Storm is about to finish. Charge and +2 attack coming about. The gates are coming over. There is another little revelation. Just keeping an eye on the main base. Keeping a track on it. Okay, Hive's on the way. You know, we know about that. That's good information to have. It can allow Showtime to play around the idea of Hive and just what sort of timing expectations he might have. So, yes, just keeping a track of where Lambo is at and where his production is. Lambo's been playing very well the last couple of days, I will say. Starting to play in a couple more tournaments and getting some decent results. He played some really fun games in his group yesterday. He got out on a rough match score, but I do really think that he played well. As that Ling Hydra gathers up together up on that top side, so just seeing where that might go to. Meanwhile, the Oracle's going to come back around the south. And +2 missiles, sizing spines continue to come online here. We get that underway as well to continue to bring that through currently. Pyramid is too young for this tournament? Oh, that's crazy. I didn't even know that. Damn, Gabe's got that youth to him, huh? That's crazy. It is kind of wild. You know what? I felt like a lot of players would be able to play at 28 plus being the requirement, but I actually am surprised at who can't play more than anything. Like Zaun couldn't play, Skillus, you know, some of these guys you just... I want to say you forget about them. You don't really forget about them, just don't really track how old they are. do see our Stalker's going to intercept the Lurker drop. One Lurker gets out of that first attempted Overlord. And she Stasis Ward catches a couple too. Defense already looking very good for Showtime here. Has a Tempest out. Lambo is still threatening the idea of an attack up around the top side of the map as well. I think that's a very comfortable defense so far, and the drop lords get pushed away. Good job from Showtime thus far. The forward base is a little bit risky. That high ground can obviously be used by the Zerg, and that's exactly what we're seeing done. Showtime is gonna, I mean, he's not gonna give this up, right? He's just gonna find an angle of attack. But now he's actually giving up the low ground. He kind of moved up to the high ground to fight the high ground. Now he moves back into position on the low ground. This next is actually gonna fall, so Showtime's gonna lose the fourth base. Still has some harass going in toward his main. Again, he's had Tempest and the Mothership coming through, but he's just not quite there yet. The drop lords go down. Do we have detection? No? Oh no. Bunch of units going down, man. I felt like Showtime was starting to defend very well to start this game off, but it's all going a little bit wrong now as Lambo will press in. Losing a fourth base obviously feels very bad for Showtime. He's got no replacement base on the way up, so it's not like he's just a step away from relocating some workers and we're all good. Looks like the Immortal died in the main base too, trying to play cleanup, and Showtime does get pulled apart a little bit. So Lambo with some success here. Actually going to see good opportunity for himself as the Mothership resonates forward. We're just going to retake the exact same position. Again, was mostly caught off guard by Lambo getting to the high ground, and trying to fight that high ground right off the bat is what kind of made this a more awkward situation. Showtime continues to add Tempest and Immortals in, hoping to have enough to really truly scare away any sort of lurker play here. I mean, the hope for Showtime is that his army's about to become efficient enough he can make up for having the much later base. Lambo's already set up to attack from the top left. I don't mind that Showtime is poking, but like I said, I think we got to defend back at home as well. You can't let your fourth base go down again here. That's going to be a problem if it does. The few lurkers get into position. It's a lot of units from Lambo too. It's a good combination of units. It's not just like a couple of lings. There's a bit of everything, but yeah, Showtime pulls back. He actually gets a lot of that. We're trying to push forward with the army too. Lurker's trying to get into a forward position there, but yeah, Showtime is able to hold. That's a much nicer moment from Showtime, who is going to introduce Lambo's next set of tech to the game by, because he's been building the Tempest, and so Lambo now introducing the Corruptors. So Lambo responding to where this game is going to. The more Tempests there are, the more realistically you just need Corruptors to start dealing with these and to start clearing up the skies. So that becomes a very valid point. The concern I have for Showtime is obviously this fourth base being denied. Feels like maybe you get to a slow fifth, and that might become interesting. And funnily enough, here on El Dorado, we haven't seen a single player really touch the bottom side of the map. I think Lambo might be starting to mine out to access that side of the expansions now, but he hasn't really gone there before now, so like I said, it's kind of an interesting call. You have units in position there, the Time War coming down, and his Lurkers forced back up to the top. So once again, defense is good from Showtime, whose army going to be maxed out shortly. And a maxed out Protoss is always a very scary Protoss. Let's see if Showtime is going to make that reign true in this one as well. Hydra Lurker coming back around. We just see our +3 missiles coming up, +2 air weapons on the way, shields coming through. Lurkers are going to burrow and try and just surge forwards onto this. We do start to lose some units to this, of course. Big push. And as we do see the Corruptors showing up, they don't quite get rid of the first Tempest, and the Tempest will fire back in return. I feel like we're missing detection more than anything, but there are the Oracles. That's what I was looking for. Look for the Revelations coming down. Another couple of Storms starting to come through as we, I guess, try and play cleanup on the Corruptors. Lambo very aggressive with this shove forward. He does successfully get some Lurkers in reach on the top side. That's very important, of course, because the main thing you don't want as Showtime is to lose your fourth again. As he's just going to split up. He's going to come in from two sides. He doesn't have much of a choice right here. He's just got to kind of send this and get the cleanup. Otherwise, he's in trouble. I mean, like I say, you can't let this position stand. The Corruptors will chase through for all of the Tempests. Showtime's supply is just dropping. I don't even know if it was a particularly terrible trade versus just he doesn't have the economy to rebuild from that as comfortably as Lambo does. Lambo rebuilding Ling, Hydra, and a handful of Lurkers. Yeah, you can argue. I mean, we get rid of every single Corruptor, bar this one, bar that one. There's a few new ones that just got made in there on the way up there as well, but I mean, Showtime holds and the fourth base lives. Like I say, my concern really is sitting on what does he do for fifth base? How long can he just sit on four bases? Four bases are not exactly the most crazy of, work accounts either. 55 probes is not exactly like pumping economy. You know, there's going to be a thing here where there's a reason why he's not getting close to maxing out super quickly, because his income just isn't, like I say, all that great. You can see some Hydra setting up from the top side, so they're looking to come in from a different angle here, trying to get a wraparound on this. There are Storms available, and Hydra's alone, obviously not going to be the best against the Storms. We've got to figure out what we want to drop Storms onto and prioritize. The priority right now has been clearing out the Lurkers, and Showtime does this very well. This was a very good fight for him, as he's just got one Lurker to eat through that was already burrowed. There's a few more Lurkers coming in now. That should be Showtime's point to turn around, unless he really felt like he had enough just to go for it. I just don't think. I think that's a very difficult call to make. You don't know immediately how many Lurkers are there. It's very tough to know that you've got enough to step into that size. About to be surprised if he continued through. He did stop, he did turn around. He might have been able to take the fight, but you've got to be very careful with how much you're giving away at any point in time right here. Showtime, the benefit of holding this kind of forward central area is now he can take the gold base, and he can kind of hold that same position already. The issue he's going to have is as Lambo comes down and takes position on the bottom side of the map, he will begin to be able to maybe siege that gold base from the other side, and that's something you got to be always on top of. Lambo just lost a lot of his map control because he just F2'd everything back. A bunch of kind of scouting Zerglings that were off on the map and in position just got pulled back right there, so a little bit of his vision just being removed as he goes for the F2. And try and come for the wraparound again, dives in. Okay, so the gold base is going to go down just from the center. Showtime's just stepping forward and was not ready for Lambo to make the dive down to the bottom. At the same time, Lambo's making the dive up to the top, and as Showtime just about chases away the bottom side, top side gets in position, and again, it's probes that will not mine for a few moments. Showtime's army is getting better and better, though. I mean, we're on more Lurkers than ever before. A couple of Storms here helping out. There's still a case of just trying to really protect away from the Blings. Do not lose too many of your workers because you do not exactly have a ton of economy. Lambo was right-clicking the Nexus for a few moments. You can see where Showtime's army power comes from right now, though, and this is the thing. Showtime's been improving this army throughout, and Lambo is still on Ling Hydra. And I think that's where his issue is going to be right now, is he did a very good job of putting Showtime in a very difficult spot. I think Showtime responded very appropriately where he said, I can sit on 4 bases for a lot longer than it really looks like. You know, I was very worried for him, but I think he really said, like, you know, actually, I'm okay to kind of sit here on 4 bases. My army will eventually become very, very good. This attack got messy. The Blinding Cloud was actually really good. Stopped a bunch of Archons from attacking. This is why I worry more for Showtime. Like, now maybe if this push doesn't do it, maybe you really do need a 5th base. But his army was always going to be very strong, and that was always going to be a threat. And he just didn't try and create too much real estate for Lambo to pull him apart too much on, because Lambo was already doing a lot of work with him only sitting on 4 bases. You go to 5 bases so too quickly, then Lambo has even more positions to try and attack on, even more positions to make Showtime be out of position for. The Blind Cloud was so good there, that was absolutely critical. As we have the detection, there is an observer overhead. These Lurkers get caught, so it's a nice catch from Showtime, getting ahead and getting jump on one of those positions. And I love the double expand, top left and the gold. If he can get one of those 2 bases up, it really answers some of the problems of where are we going in this game. Will he be able to keep mining? Still is so close to being done, but once again, he's just not quite in position for this army stepping over. There's only a handful of Lurkers here, though. I feel like this is engageable. Good Storms onto the Hydras. We're coming in from 2 sides. There are units moving to the upper left, but we're going to end up saving the gold base for Showtime. So Showtime will protect one of these 2 bases. He's just about cleans up this army in time to pull back and to deal with the high ground position that's going to be set up here as well, I believe. I mean, the Nexus might actually be in some trouble. The probes peel it back. 12 workers lost. Showtime is definitely, again, not in a great economy position, but Lambo, for all the economy he has with 84 drones, is now down 20 army supply, and Showtime with another good cleanup. Can he identify the opportunity to now maybe move across the map a little bit? Lurkers morph in, army gathers in the center, top left side. Zeld Archon Immortal will go firing through, get rid of the Lurker, everything else taking damage. A few Hydras go boosting across. Hydra Lurker continues to move about. We do see our Adrenal Glands, our plus melee upgrade coming on through as well, so we continue to get that going. And that Hydra Lurker force just gathering together. Adrenal Glands melee upgrade coming through. The Lurkers will burrow onto the bottom. More army. Hands up to the top side. Melee upgrade Lurkers. Continuing through for the moment is our Archon Tempest. The Mortal High Templar force gathers around. The Zealots are going to come about as well. We dive forward. A couple of those lurkers begin to go down, dropping very quickly. We get good jumps on this. We're going to see a bunch of those lurkers go down again. Lurkers are one of the better things you can get rid of because they're some of the scary units you can play with. Haven't really stopped to look at Lambo's side of the map because it's been all about pressure, but just a quick update. He is mining off this gold base. He has mined this gold base. This base is mining too. That's the problem for Showtime really is that Lambo has endless bases to work on. This is why, again, this position here I mentioned a long time ago, the possibility of just shooting across the gold minerals was always going to be a fear factor. Actually get rid of 3 lurkers here, which maybe lurkers are just stood still. The Tempest is going to get to continue to pick away at them. We've got chaos going on elsewhere as Lings, lurkers, and Hydras are fighting. The Tempest need to be careful here. They get jumped on this time. It's Showtime that's not paying attention. First it was Lambo losing a lot of lurkers there. Now Showtime loses a bunch of Tempests. The continuous problem for Showtime is going to be dealing with the fact that his economy is low. He has to continue to take good trades. Now he's going to be in a really awkward spot. Lings are going to try and threaten for that Immortal. He's going to be caught in his own Sim City. Revelation goes down. He needs to get rid of the lurkers so he can bring everything else through much more comfortably. The Hydras will begin to go down. Those Lings did find both the Immortals that were stuck in that corner. The lurkers are still surviving here. We abduct the Oracle. Getting rid of that. Lambo's army supplies once again trailing off as Showtime does have the top left base surviving and living through this. There's no follow-up attack. There's no attack elsewhere during this. If there was an attack through the center right now, Showtime would be losing so much. That lurker does not get burrowed in time, and Showtime might be able to deny a gold base here. What does he want to do? He's going to compete for the watchtower. Does he have any units to the top? He has a lot of units top left, but yeah, the fourth base, the forward base is where Lambo finds. So he will find a weak point. It's a fresher base in the top left-hand side. That's somewhere you have to really respect now because Lambo needs to maybe get rid of that to really knock Showtime down. I mean, Showtime will start to defend. That top left base will be held onto. It's an easier position to defend, I feel like, at this stage. This forward base seems as though it's been a problem throughout. There's a few morphing lurkers. 2 get caught. A couple do get to burrow up, get to finish morphing and move away. We have got Archons that need to step back away from these Lings. I think we've overcommitted down in this position. Showtime, he's going to have to try and kite the Tempest out of here as well, but the Hydras have that lunge nowadays, and those Tempests are going to get overrun. Showtime played a beautiful attempt of staying alive here, but it was not good enough, and Lambo will take the first game on El Dorado just like that. Alright, we are going to go to game 2 on Sandworm. So I'm going to get that rolling here and keep the games going. As it wasn't that an opening map. Like I say, it was definitely a good attempt to survive from Showtime, but Lambo kept up the pressure. He did all of the right things, so I think Showtime's defense and survival ability was very impressive. Lambo consistently found new positions to be in. He consistently found Showtime not looking at the right places, not positioned in the right places. And you've got to be so good consistently doing that, because if you take one super bad fight, you die. That army of Showtime is way too good. So, yeah, it came down to just very scrappy, a lot of attention drawn across the entirety of the map in the end. That's what kind of decides it. That is going to be our opening game. Alright, game number 2. Our players are ready. We can go into the second map. We're going to go Sandworm. Go GLHF. 22 minutes to start off the series. I love it. Yeah, I really feel like this might be our highlight best of 5 of the day. That was a really great opening game. Exciting stuff. Alright, we are loading into Sandworm. Let's get this going. Let's kick this off. Game 2 of this best of 5. In the top right corner, our Blue Pro display here. Down a game and looking to try and bounce back. We are going to have Showtime. I really feel like that forward 4th base really killed him. I really feel like that just was a little bit too vulnerable and got abused so heavily. And obviously, El Dorado works very differently to a lot of other maps, so we won't really get to see the same thing again, but I wonder what Showtime thinks about that, or if he just feels like maybe he could have done a bit better just knowing where his opponent was going to be. Bottom left, our red Zerg player is Lambo, up a game in this best of 5. Will we see some of that more killer instinct kind of Zerg coming out from him? He does typically, you know, mix in some drone pull, not drone pulls, like queen walks in, so drone pulls. Some queen walks and so into his play a lot of the time, so we'll see what happens. Going to take a few moments. Once again, the hatchery gets forced from Lambo to the third base location, so that will not stick on the natural at all. Oh, I've really been enjoying some of the European Starcraft we had again lately. I'm really tempted to bring back the European League or so this year. I really think it'd be fun to have the European League back. Just like one night a week. Have the European League play over to like 2 months or something. Just one night a week. We have some Starcraft. I think it'd be great. I really be missing some of the Europe versus Europe games. I feel like it's always so much fun. Start going over. A couple of queens in the link speed coming up. We got the Overlord coming around. A single link gonna jump onto a probe already. You but forget to invite Max Pax and Clam. Yeah. That's the plan, right? They don't count as Europeans anymore. They're god. they've been ascended to god status. It's a whole new level. Link coming about, our link speed coming on through, so we get set up here at the moment, getting settled. Well, Queen's just gonna go toward the depths. Let's see what's up. Neo has left the game, 1998. Thank you so much for the 2-month resub on the Prime. EU League sounds great. Yeah, we didn't do European League in a year or two. I think we should bring it back. Meanwhile, I'm like, I think Hero's not very good. Look, I didn't make the rules for this tournament. These are not my rules. It's going to make their way up to the top side. Drones, Overlord, and the Queen coming about. Oracle will fight. A couple of things taking damage. What are the rules to participate? 28 years of age or older. That's why it's called the Boomer Bash. It's only for the oldest StarCraft players. Oracle's gonna get in there. They get rid of a drone. Gonna be a nice catch already. Things will start. I'm just going to hit the rocks a little, open up some space. The lair and the drone still building. The evolution chamber coming up as well. I'm going to see a complete mix-up from Showtime with that resonating glaives on the way. Lambo taking this forward gold base, being exposed. Lair on the way, only a swarm pool up at the moment. He doesn't recognize how aggressive Showtime is about to be here. He might just die. Hydrogen as well is not going to help you. Hydras are going to be very rough to start off with here. Right now, this just looks like a little bit of an adept Oracle poke. And maybe you make some Zerglings. The more Zerglings you force right now, I feel like you're okay about, because you want to clean up those Zerglings with the Glaive Adepts, right? So you force some already. That means a few less drones before you make... I mean... I guess you could just say the other way around, that maybe if you just drones, then you're in trouble anyway. Lambo's close to being able to afford a few Hydras, but with the amount of Adepts Showtime is going to show up with, I do think it's going to be very difficult for him to not at least find some damage, right? I mean, He's going to have 6, 8 gateways of Adept Warpins. Yeah, this feels like you should definitely be able to find something here as first 3 Hydras coming up. Again, even if you're just killing off the Hydras are expensive investments. You're going to go charge after this. The Adepts are showing up onto the gold base right now, and Lambo is going to begin to recognize what is going on. A couple of Queens in the front here going to get jumped on. Do we have a transfusion to buy time? We do not, as the Adepts go into that corner. Going to find another Queen once the transfusion fades. We damage through it. They're nicely clumped up here as the Zerglings try to find the wraparound as best they can. Sends a few more Lings around the top to improve that wraparound. Gets into the main base, finds some of the Hydras already. Kites back against the Zerglings. There are going to be a few more Adepts showing up, and now they're going to hit the mineral line. And we're going to be able to look for some more drone kills here as we turn onto the Hydralisks once more. Shade back down. Actually going to gather up toward the third base, where again, more spawning Hydras go down. Some drones are dropping. The follow-up to this is already charged, +2. The Robo facility coming in. And these Adepts are probably not going to shade into that army that's looking quite sizable. I wouldn't actually hate us just backing away right now. Threaten the shades, regather a little bit. The one thing, I don't know if we want to actually dive onto this amount of Hydras. Let's see, we're going to send it onto the Ling Hydra here. A couple transfusions coming in, a couple of final Adepts coming up. We're going to try and step toward the Hydras. A few more Lings going down. Showtime, yeah, it was a good call then. It was a great call. He gets rid of pretty much every single Zergling. And now there's only a couple of Queens left, so we can come in with the Oracles for a few moments while the Hydras are busy. The Hydras hit the Oracles, great. The Adepts can get rid of the Hydras during that time, and more Adepts showing up again. We've got a Baneling Nest obviously finally coming through as Showtime is again going to commit onto the Hydras here. A little bit of target fire to get rid of some of them. Lambo is down 14 workers, and again, with most of the Hydras dead, the Oracles are still coming through to do a lot of work. They kill off a couple more Hydras, although hitting the Spore Crawler is not ideal. This should be the end of that wave of Adepts, although we are back with some more Adepts on the gold base, and that gold will take some more damage as well, so the gold is going to be... shouldn't die, realistically, as a Stalker shows up. Not sure where he came from. Oh, that's a good surround, and the Adepts derping, not fighting back at all. The Shade Camera coming in a little bit too late there. The Reinforcing Adepts are going to arrive a bit too late as well. So a nicer moment for Lambo. I mean, Showtime's obviously continued to just send Adepts across the map. He has up 14 workers, so if he can continue to just force trades, he should overall end up in a pretty okay spot. I think the problem for Showtime right now is he keeps kind of taking trades out in the open where he's not got any choke points. He's just out getting fully surrounded, so the last few Adepts have gone down a little bit lackluster in kind of their effect. Archon's morphing in, we can get some buffer in front. We already have charge, right? We're actually getting blink now as well. I don't think Lambo will make much happen if he tried to counterattack, but he is just going to saturate the gold base. He's not going to drone. Looks as though he's just going to go for it. He will have access to Banelings, but no Baneling speed. Now, the last few trades weren't great for Showtime, but I wonder if it was just good because it was just continue to force units and just, you're up a bunch of workers already. Maybe you just kind of get away with that anyway. Resource lost is still in Showtime's favor. His fourth base might be in some trouble, but if Lambo commits here, I mean, Showtime also could probably roughly guesstimate that there's not going to be much more of a army elsewhere, right? So we'll see what these Elves want to do. The army shows up here. The Elves are going to come the long way around. They're actually going to basically invite the Banelings to crash into them. As Showtime sees those Banelings, he's going to pull those Zealots back. I would not hate the Zealots going across. They could deny the gold base very easily, as Lambo has begun to drone. He's actually got Zealots in the main base already, so maybe we even don't need the Zealots to hit the gold right now, because the Zealots in the main are already causing some chaos. A few more drones going down. Lambo sub 50 workers, and now going to drone up beyond the 50 workers, which is where he is at, looking to cancel the fourth of Showtime, which didn't even go down. The fourth base has survived. So it does feel as though Showtime is going to end up in a very, very good position here on this game 2. Just two missiles coming up, the Cannon, Immortal, and Archon all coming in. Zergling's heading around to the upper side. The Prism trying to come in toward the main base, not quite able to yet. Goes in, but the Hydra's going to be in position on both sides. Prism dead. Nice catch from Lambo there. Showtime just a little bit, yeah, just not paying attention to that Prism. Flying it in, turning it around nicely, but then obviously not paying attention to where it was going after. But 4 bases to 4 bases, and Showtime's still up in workers. Introducing Storm into play against the Lingbane Hydra army. Storm is going to be good against every single aspect of this Lambo force. I do feel like it was a shame, though, to not find even just a few Zealots here. This really feels like a very killable gold base. I really think he could have had a shot at it. I would have liked to have seen him try, because the Zealots weren't needed to defend this position in the end. And he had the harassment and the kind of attention being taken over in the main with the prison before. Don't know where those Zeps were shading to, but they cancelled it to just die. As the Storm and Shield upgrades continue, we are going to be seeing a few Zealots crashing into an army down here. It's a little bit too much, as Showtime is going to be forced to split effectively right now. With static defense on the right side, I think he's very okay. He's going to have all of the Storms over to the left. Got the stasis coming down. The Lings are going to get a wrap around. A few Zealots begin to drop. Hydra's coming through. The Zealots will fall. The rest of the Hydra's going to make their way over the right. There's again a Storm coming down. The Hydras get pushed back. On the right-hand side is just a stasis catching a few of those Zerglings already. Now we morph in the Banes. I mean, we kind of see it coming. The High Templar sees it. You probably don't want to drop the Storm here. You probably want to save it for the Banelings when they commit. I think Showtime says if you've got so much over here, surely I can push out on the other side and be a bit more aggressive even. I think Showtime gets overwhelmed on this right side the way that this is currently setting up, although I love the Archon in the front. Get rid of some of those Banes early. Now we storm a bunch of those Banelings, and it does land nicely. 2 High Templars here in total. Storms on this corner is going to be brutal. That's just typically where everything's going to head to. As the Banes doing their work, though, at the same time, the fight in the top left is being disbanded. Lambo backs away. Showtime does have to pull over to the right as well. Get a few more units here to help out. He turns back to the left, so he will not just let this army be abandoned here. The Zealots get there to be in front of some Immortals, and that should be good enough. As now these Hydras not going to have an easy escape through the center. The Lingbane commits through to save, but obviously the Archons are just going to farm those all day, all week. I'm just going to say GG. This one's gone a bit too far, and we are going to get tied up 1-1 in this best of 5 between Showtime and Lambo. Back and forth here, looking good and looking fun as we head to a game 3, which will be on Ultra Love. Just take a moment to say if you guys are watching on the YouTube, do consider taking a second to scroll down and hit that like button. Helps us out a whole bunch. Allows us to get more people seeing the stream and finding the Starcraft too. So please do consider liking. And if you don't already subscribe to YouTube, do that as well. Also helps us out a whole bunch. Come watch more constant Starcraft 2 action. I try to bring you guys daily games. Check that out. We appreciate it. Thank you so much if you do. Otherwise, we are about to head into Game 3. Ultra Love. Players are in the lobby. We'll do a ready check. These guys are pretty happy to just go, go, go. I'm going to go straight into Game 3. There we go. In the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we're going to have our red Zerg player. This is Lambo. And in the top right, our blue Protoss, we have Showtime. Map of the best of 5. Winner of this gets up onto match point. Fun, scrappy game so far. Very enjoyable. Match guess coming through and get this underway. Maybe taking a couple of moments. Next is building. And then the hatch gas and pool coming up. We got our cyber core coming through. It'll take a few moments here on Ultra Love. as our probe comes down to the bottom of the map. All about to finish. Hatchery completing. A cyber core halfway done with the Nexus coming online as well. Probe goes back to the upper right side. Again, a couple of Queens, Zerglings, link speed now as well from Lambo starting up. So we get all of that underway, bring that through, get that going for the moment. Stargate from Showtime. Obviously Stargate both games so far, but with very different follow-ups. That aggression of Adepts in that second game. Definitely catching Lambo a little bit off guard at first, putting him into a very difficult position. And Oracle just chrono boosting through in the Stargate, the Warp Gate coming up, 2 more probes in the gate coming around. We got our Queen and Link Speed coming up as well. Hatchery halfway done for the moment. Add on some drones and some Zerglings. Pylon going to finish in the bottom right corner. Drops down. A couple of Adepts gathering up, and drones, overlords, queens coming through. The Evo chamber coming up as well. We had that Twilight Council Nexus on into play. We had the Oracle up. We'll just see our Oracle heading down to the bottom left-hand side for the moment here from Showtime. So Oracle heading about. Means we'll shoot the Oracle. Gets pushed back around. 2 extra gates coming up. The Nexus is halfway done. Twilight Council finishing shortly as our melee upgrade, also in production here from Lambo. We got the Revelation. Some creep tumors begin to get cleaned out. That melee upgrade coming through. Bane speed coming up. It's actually, Bane is coming up. Very interesting because we're playing Glaives again here as Showtime. Now Glaives is obviously going to like playing against melee because it means there's not going to be a chance of roaches on the map. The Banes can make a big difference though, and Banes are very good against an Adept attack that doesn't have a Warp Prism. If you have a Warp Prism, the issue with Banes is that you use your Banes to clean up the Adepts, and the Prism just warps in more, and then you still just got Zerglings. If there's no Prism, that warping comes further away, you get a bit more time to really build back up and get maybe a couple more Banes ready to help with the defense, so there is a better chance at it. As these Adepts already, again, a lot of Adepts right from the start, no Glaives ready just yet, just trying to threaten, trying to force a, commitment against this. Oracles move around. Our Adepts are going to try and shade toward that 4th base. The Hatchery on the bottom side coming up as well. Adepts will get rid of 1 creep tumor. Adepts are going to threaten the shade. They are going to try and break into the natural, which they should be able to do. Here come the Banelings. Not a lot of space to split right now. They shade into the back of the 3rd. Not a lot of space to split there either, but the Banes being slow are struggling to figure out where they want to be. They're actually going to abandon this position and just not use the Banelings yet. So the Adepts have a chance. I don't think they can shade over to the other direction here just yet. I think they're too far away to get into the choke point they need to be in to stay safe. Things still wrapping around. The Adepts going to get blown up a little bit. A few more of those Adepts going down right now. This is a much better defense from Lambo than what we saw previously, as all of those Adepts go down. Resource loss is going to be pretty much dead even, and of course Adepts do not, Adepts that have been killed do not transfer well later into the game. I don't think Lambo, Showtime lost so much that he's, dead to a counterattack right here. Although Lambo is building nothing but lings at the moment, so maybe he's just going to send in 55 drones in the game. He is starting to commit. Lings gather, a couple drop lords start, no surprises. His blink is the follow-up here from Showtime. He's going to get one overlord at the front. Whoa, he's going to build a next. I don't think Showtime realizes how committed Lambo is being. Like, Showtime's like, hey, I want to commit. But actually, like, Lambo wants to commit Showtime. Showtime needs to try and figure that out. The Oracle goes down. The Queen's reach for a final shot there. Like I said, I don't think Showtime recognizes just how aggressive Lambo is wanting to be. No Oracle to protect these Stalkers right now is scary as we're camping out the Lings coming out of the Stasis. There's a new Stasis coming in around the back. We blink backwards, but then the Lings show up there already. The Stasis is going to help. I mean, it's kind of a choke point. I don't think Showtime really wants to fight here. He is going to blink. He is going to start running. The Queens are going to be coming as well. Showtime losing a lot. Like I say, he's committing to an attack which is basically... Or he's committing to an attack which was not really ideal because his opponent was looking to attack as well. We pull all the way back. The Queens are going to show up. We started morph Banes in because obviously right now Adept would have just been good warp-ins to have against what is a massive Zerglings. Try and warp in a few more Stalkers. We drop some Creep Tumors down right on the front doorstep. The Banes are going to be a big problem. There's, everything's clumped up together right now. Banelings are just going to have absolutely huge amounts of value to be found. Can Showtime somehow live in these choke points? The Banes find the center of the Stalkers. There's more Banes ready to go. The Stalkers are right tucked in the back. Do we have any more warp-ins? I really don't think we have a defense here for Showtime. I think he committed too much out into the center. I think he's going to be in too much trouble as our Lings continue to just shred their way through unit after unit. I just don't think Showtime ever gets enough up. He's going to get a few more Adepts in right now, which again should in theory do well against the Lings, but yeah, it's just not enough. And Showtime attempting Glaives a second time does not succeed. And Lambo is able to take the edge in this series, going up 2-1 in this best of 5. So Lambo onto match point as we go into Whispers of Gold. Alright, map 4 coming through. We get this set up. Yeah, the next in the middle is one of those things where it's like you're just expecting your opponent to have droned. And if he droned and you set up a Nexus in the middle, maybe that's a very powerful point to play from. It's not a very powerful point to play from when your opponent is literally setting up drop lords to all in you, you know? So, yeah, Lambo is going to come through looking strong. Go GLHF gets announced from both players. And we kick into game 4 as Showtime is down. Lambo is up onto match point. One map will send him through into the semi-finals of the Warditv Boomer Bash. Would I rather be a Hydra or a Bane in Lambo's army? Well, I think wanting to be a Baneling in anybody's army is a pretty depressing job. So, but your job is to literally blow yourself up, and there's no army in which that's an ideal time to be a Baneling. You know, like you're destined to die. Hydra's not necessarily so. Top left side, Lambo up 2-1, and a fourth game. If he wins this, he is in the semis. Bottom right, our red Protoss here is Showtime. What is Showtime doing game 4? Whispers of Gold. I think it's a good map for Lambo to get aggressive on if he wants to be kind of queen walking, perhaps. Yes, we will see. We'll see our hatch pool. Gas coming through. We get that underway. Just this probe. Excitement for the moment as it comes and nibbles up and steals a few minerals away. Drone stepping over. Moving around again, the Adept coming over. Stargate is going to be coming up from Showtime. Had a couple probes and the Adept on into that as well. One Adept is going to come shading. The Zergling will be chased. And the Adept going to get rid of that Ling up in the main base, getting that down. Link speed is about to finish up. Again, the Oracle and the Warp Gate coming through at the moment. Do not expect to see Claves again at this point. I'm just going to pull back. Not going to let too much happen too early on. And that Oracle just feels about. Going to take a couple different positions, support the Adepts for a few moments. The Zerglings continue across the map. Things get turned around. We are just going to see the couple queens continue to produce on through. So Lambo just setting up here. Showtime with the Oracles, moving back over to the other side for the moment. Oracles activating, actually getting 3 drones. Nice little starting point, but one of those Oracles super low now. We'll shade on up. Away we go. Things move around again. Twilight counts in the Forge coming up. We're just going to be seeing these Adepts shading and threatening. Obviously, no glaives on the way, just the typical Twilight Forge. So looking towards Blink or Charge here is going to be a choice after these Zerglings get in for a couple of those Adepts already getting those grabbed. The Oracle's activating to get a few more drones on top of everything else. Queen's pushing those back as well. The Stalkers will shoot, a couple of Lings get pushed away. The Oracles continue to hit the hatchery going down on the left side. And +1 Blink continuing through. We had those probes and the battery online as well, so we bring that straight up. Oracle's going between the bases. And the Oracles pull back over. More Zerglings on the way, +1 missiles coming up. Temple Archives comes through as well, so Showtime just prepping himself some defense now. These Lings are threatening a counterattack as Showtime moves out. He's done the same kind of movement here in previous games with Adepts and Oracles. This time, obviously, it's 3 Blink timing. So the Lings are going to try and threaten during this, but the Warpins coming on the other side. Just Stalkers don't deal super well with these Lings. We are going to start putting some pressure onto this hatchery, but there's another 4th base coming up. So even if we kill this one, the base on the 12 o'clock will come online. And Showtime going to be able to get this one as a free pickup. So, yeah, 4th base goes down. Obviously, there's an alternate 4th coming through. As these Oracles just go for a check through the main base, checking the mineral lines. Oracle's turn. Again, Storm starting. Gates coming through. High Templar's coming up. You see our Hive coming in. You had the Hydras on. The Ling Hydra coming back around to the top for the moment. Got a couple of those stasis wards in right in the front of this fourth base, so just protecting. And there's again the Storm coming up as well. We'll have Showtime just moving around with these Stalkers. Gonna get rid of some of the creep spread. Lurking down on the way up from Lambo once more, so maybe gonna see a game a bit more akin to that opening map on El Dorado. Obviously very different map for it to play out on, but similar idea, similar armies. Interesting to see if Lambo can find Showtime as outpositioned as he was on El Dorado a few times over. That was definitely one of the kind of interesting factors of the whole ordeal. That opening game, just Showtime was consistently just caught out here, caught out there. This game, he's fast to the Fleet Beacon in the second Stargate again, as really for Showtime right now, defend this first wave, and then you kind of have access to the Stargate and the Fleet Beacon to kind of begin setting up a little better. Those rocks will go down. The Oracle see the army coming from the right side as well, although arguably you shouldn't put a stasis water down in front of that because it should be an easy pop for Lambo. Stalkers move forward aggressively to find themselves a Queen, tries to target fire the Hydra. And then coming from the other side, Storm available, hits the Hydras nicely. The Stasis Wards catch a lot of the Lings, and that's already a good defense here from Showtime. So that starts to look very good as the other units gather up. Again, Seismic Spans coming through. Adaptive Talons coming in. Not adapt, that's the Lunge, right? Yeah, sorry, not Adaptive Talons. The Nanomuscular Swell. Hydra Lunge upgrade coming through as well, which has actually had a role in that first game as well. Actually helped you to chase down Tempest a couple times over. Nice little catch there, catches a few units and uses the Storm to help you disengage, finding value with the disengage. All those Lings being half HP means they're basically one-hittable. Takes away so many of the shots necessary from the rest of the army to chew through all of that. And plus 2 minutes, Seismic Spines coming up. We do see the Swell, like I say, the Lunge coming through with the Mothership and Tempest from Showtime. So he's ready, very ready to deal with the Lurk account. He will have the tools necessary to fight that. I like Showtime's confidence as well. Just blinks forward there, gets rid of a Lurker. The Stalkers pull back. That's a nice Storm onto a bunch of Lings. A few more Lurkers begin to morph in. We add in some Vipers. Hydra's coming up as well. Oracle's just going to drop down a little Revelation. Then our Spire continues to come online. We get the Tempest and the Immortal coming up. Add an Archon on as well. Hydra Lurker still gathering. We just have the units on both sides joining up. Stasis Ward's coming down. We step up. A couple of those Crypt Demons getting knocked away at the moment. We're going to get rid of that right side base. At the same time, we hit on the left side. No High Templars over here, so no Storms available to begin with. However, there's also... Okay, there is actually some Hydras. I was going to say, the Oracles maybe could have hit the Lurkers. Maybe Showtime thought the same thing. Move those units forwards, and in the end comes across with the rest of the army. So those few Lurkers go down. This already feels very different to El Dorado, because there's no moment here where Lambo is like truly catching Showtime out of position. That's where Lambo found so much of the success on El Dorado. And he was able to do so much damage to that economy. This game, Showtime's economy is looking strong. It's looking stable. And that means that as all of these fights happen, if they unfold in similar ways even to El Dorado at this point, Showtime's going to be doing it in a way better position, which is going to make his life so much more difficult. This line's going down. We are going to see the Lurkers trying to come in from the back side of this. We're going to pop the cloaking. That's not going to help. Time Warp coming down as well. Another Storm or two. Stop the Hydras from chasing, but we're running away through Lurkers. It's dangerous. Parasitic Bomb on the Mothership hitting the Tempest a little bit as well. There's a Viper there that'll go down as the Tempest shots are able to reach it. We have more reinforcements coming across the army, joining up from Showtime on the right side. And I think his army here still overall is much better at the moment. We're just going to get them. We are going to force a cancel. It's the one thing we are succeeding at. The 5th base of Showtime is being delayed and denied for the moment at least. Adrenal glands coming through. The +3 missiles coming up. Let's have some lurkers hanging out on the far left of the map at the moment. The Dropper Lord coming in as well. So we bring that through with a couple Hydras. Some more lurkers still. I'll just going to charge up and then get taken down. The lurkers with a cool little their spines surged out in every direction there as Showtime. He's nearby enough to at least fight those lurkers. The question is, do you want to fight those lurkers? He's got a good push heading to the top side. Is attacking in here just going to be a little bit too expensive? This base will go down. There's a drop. A lot of Lings moving through. This army moves across. Do we have detection in case there's a lurker defense? I don't even know. I don't think so, right? Well, Lambo's already evacuating the base, so he's just give up on the top right. Showtime just AFK there because he's, I guess, dealing with the drop and other things. But yeah, left his army just to stop for a few moments, so missing out on maybe some timing advantage that he could have had. Lings in the main will not do much. The base goes down. This group of units will start to step away. Like I said, we do not have detection here. Showtime will now hit the bottom left base as well, so continue to play this split army. Can Lambo catch this split army and force a fight? Full army versus half, essentially. If he can do that, that would be a very, very good scenario for him. Is you see a step forward, the Spine Crawler and the Spore Crawler taking some hits, a little Revelation coming down, the Corruptors and the Viper's going to come in from the other side. There's an Abductor to get a free Tempest. Storm came in just a little bit late there to really protect us. We move back up on the top right-hand side as well. The Tempest is going to get some Lurker shots here, so they're going to get rid of those. Lurkers were in position top right. That's denied Showtime from continuing to commit there for the moment. So we're going to dive on this, and Showtime's not watching. Finally, the High Templars start to drop the Storms down, the Time Warp as well, but a little bit too late. The ground army could potentially chase in the end. I mean, everything in the sky is going to get ravaged, but that includes the Corruptors getting shot down by the Archons. Man, the Mothership tanks for a long time. Mothership didn't die! Mothership will live and will regen its shield. Oh my goodness. Lambo missing out there, did not finish it off as he got afraid of the Archons, and rightfully so. The Archons started to melt those Corruptors. Down. Not even getting the Mothership is absolutely brutal. As the army steps up. Lurkers in the center would like to maybe move about. A couple of those Lurkers going to get burrowed as... I mean, Showtime's about to collapse in on these Lurkers on two sides. The army from the left is going to come back across as well, so in we go. Lurkers firing up a lot of damage. There's a lot of Lurkers coming in as well, so actual extra reinforcements showing up. Showtime did lose the Tempest, right? So one of his better ways of dealing with these Lurkers, slowly and chipping away at them, kind of got reset in a big way. Gotta be very careful now. A couple of these Tempests doing what they can, but the Corruptors are going to step forward, and the Lurkers are just so good positionally. Showtime is already counterattacking with his army up to the top side. So he goes straight across, he'll knock down creep, he'll probably get some bases, but he's already lost one base. He does have 4 bases just along the bottom of the map. If you ignore this right base, he would still be on 4 bases here as Showtime shows up. And how much of a commitment do we have? We recall on the probes, so we're going to save those. Doesn't even get rid of a base yet. He only killed a couple of drones as well. And Showtime's got to be careful because the army on the bottom right from Lambo now could actually come up and maybe surround that force as well, create even more issues. Lambo is going to have Showtime hitting him on the far left-hand side as he continues forward with his own attack, so we just have aggression all over the place. Players are going to be whacking each other, and this is going to become extremely chaotic as we enter something very akin to a base trade. I mean, this absolutely is just a base trade at this point. As suddenly Showtime gets Lambo all the way down to just 3 bases. We are trying to fight through these Lurkers. We're actually getting held up by the drones, though. The drone pull is so good. It absorbs so many of the high unit kind of plays. Or shots, so the Archons and Immortals wasting a lot of their hits and giving the Lurkers time to deal damage. And Showtime still eventually has to figure out these Lurkers over here, although he does have Tempest that can start coming in. How many Hydras are on the map? 7? It's not a lot. We're going to be on 5 Tempests shortly. There's just not a lot of anti-air, although there is a mass of Corruptors. I guess I forgot to check in on those. The Time Warp going to go down. We're just going to commit into this, apparently, but no detection. Observers were a bit out of position. They're coming over now. They need to be careful, because the Overseer is there. The Corruptors could just get rid of the Observers. We have a new Observer build, and that'll be the only detection available on the map. And Oracle builds as well, more reliable detection. As maybe that's just what we need right now. Showtime, I think, is getting bullied about, though I think Lambo is succeeding here as the cannons get rid of the Lurker. Corruptor sit overhead. We'll come back through the center. Hydra Lurker still getting hit. Oh, the Corruptors flying over Archons. Like, Lambo does not have a lot left back at home because he's obviously lost a lot of his bases. He does not have a lot of mining. Showtime is still trying to figure out how to deal with this army, if he can deal with it at all. He has more Tempests coming out. It's going to go up to 6 if he gets those to finish and doesn't lose any more. He really needs a way to deal with these Lurkers somewhat effectively, because we're not really in the business of rebuilding right now. In we go. The High Templars are going to try and drop some of the storms off. We are going to be able to force these Lurkers to unburrow and run, which gives us a good shot. The units coming in from the top side get delayed by storms. So we get a few units to Showtime here already. Going to turn around again. Going to start pushing into this one. Units are clumped up. The Blinding Clouds are coming into play. Do the Lurkers do enough? Lambo's army is dropping. The Corruptors coming through as well. The Archons try and get rid of the Corruptors. If you get rid of the Corruptors, the Tempest could maybe carry, but... oh my goodness, it's absolute chaos. There's a couple of Mortals and Archons left on the ground. Do we have detection? Yes, the Observer. It's too far away. Bring it back over. The Corruptors go down. Tempests still live. Lambo on 40 army supply. Showtime's 48. And Showtime, is he better off right now? No, Lambo's starting to mine a little bit extra. Production still exists on both sides. I think the problem is that Lambo's power was in the Lurker count. Having a significant number of Lurkers was extremely good. And now that's non-existent, right? He's got like 3 Lurkers, and he doesn't really have the money to morph a lot more. So units like, Storms and so on now become a lot more valuable, because every unit that's in the game really does get hurt so much extra by those Storms. That definitely becomes much more of an issue. But it's still a large enough army that Lambo would have a chance. I mean, it comes down to fights here. We rebuild a Robo facility. We still have 1 Observer. The Oracle's still alive too, so detection is okay. Lambo added on a chunk of Vipers because I think he realizes he might have to go for the slower approach rather than obviously, brute forcing Lurkers into position and using their power. He'll probably have to now set up like an Abduct here and an Abduct there. Try and find some slow efficiency with those Vipers. I think that's the way that you have to approach this at this stage, so... Hydra Lurker. We'll step over the left side, the army coming over. We got ourselves forced to fight with here as the Hydras lunge back a little bit. Tempest will just shoot. The High Templars joining together. Overseer's getting pushed away. There's 1 Abduct. There's 2 Abducts. Do we actually kill the Tempest? We're going to just lunge forward with the Hydras. We have to re-abduct one of those. Oh my god, it's an absolute mess here. We do not have a way to fight. That was not it from Showtime. He did not have a way to fight the Lurkers. And obviously the Vipers finding efficiency. We lunge through. The Hydras will look to kill. And I think Showtime is going to be kind of out of options at this point. The Tempest just going down. Storms are still good, but we're running out of Storms very quickly. And Lambo finds himself 10 new Hydras on production, a couple new Lurkers. There was not a good response to Lurkers because obviously, like I mentioned, the Robo got killed at some point. So we had to start rebuilding the Robo before we could re-add Immortals. And so there's just not been any firepower really on the Lurkers here. Showtime spreads. He's got so little army supply in comparison now, though. Landing Cloud comes down. We take a fight. It really should never be enough. And Lambo is going to take this 3-1 in the best of 5 quarterfinals. Lambo will advance through to the round of 4. Alright, guys. Lambo is going to make the round of 4 of our Boomer Bash. So there you go. That's... amazing for Lambo. Awesome stuff. That may make a lot of problems for us because that actually creates a lot of scheduling issues for tomorrow. We might not actually have a stream tomorrow, but we'll get to that when we figure it out. We'll see how it goes. So, yeah, congrats to Lambo. As we are going to go back to an A here for Scarlet versus Solar. So Scarlet Solar ZVZ coming up next. We'll get that ready to go. We'll take a few moments here. We'll be right back. More Starcraft coming up after this. Alright everybody, welcome back. Hope we are doing well as we are going to get ready for Solar and Scarlet to get underway and to kick this off. So, we'll get this started up here and we'll get this going. Everyone's in the lobby, so I think we are just good to begin. Let's get this one ready to rumble. Ready. Solar needs to set his race. Perfect. Alright, ZVZ coming up here. There's going to be an all ZVZ side of the bracket with Lambo advancing to those semi-finals. So a little heads up, guys. I'll just be transparent from the start. So Lambo can't play tomorrow. So we said he could pre-play his semi-final. If he pre-plays his if he can get his semi-final pre-played, if he gets to the finals, we definitely can't have the finals tomorrow, because otherwise I'd have to get the bottom side semi-final pre-played as well, and then the finals pre-played. That's probably just not going to happen. We will see how it turns out. There's a very realistic shot that we just have to delay the rest of this tournament for a week or two until Lambo can play again. So, yeah. But that doesn't really bode well with our timelines and stuff. So I don't really know where that's going to end up. But if there's no stream tomorrow, that's probably why. So, yeah, a whole week. I don't know how long. Might even be longer. So, yeah. Not sure. We'll just have to see how it goes. But we'll figure it out. We'll see if it works out. As we do have in the bottom left, our red Zerg play here is Scarlett. I'm very excited to see how well she does. I actually think the ZVZ match against someone like Solar is very, obviously he's very good as well, but I feel like it's a winnable matchup for Scarlett, actually, right? ZVZ, a matchup of trickery, something she could maybe excel in, even if she has not played as much lately. We'll see what goes down. There's a couple drones come through, a hatchery coming about. And I guess coming through as well. Warditv is looking out for the players. Not really looking out for the players, versus just trying to get my tournaments to happen. In this case, at least. Yeah, Lambo just messaged me a couple days ago and said if he makes the semis, he can't play on the final day, so what can we do? I was like, yeah. I mean, all we can really do is, like I say, pre-play a semi, and if he wins, then... I mean, if he wins, I don't even know if I want to do the finals. I don't even know if I want to stream tomorrow and just do 2 best of 5s. That seems like a horrible stream. It seems like a waste of a stream. So I don't really know what to do. So yeah, we'll figure it out though. Just giving you guys the heads up that maybe tomorrow's finals will be just postponed a week or 2. Anyway, drone coming down, hatchery finishing up, a couple of queens and zerglings coming about, the overlord coming in, we have more queens, the overlord and the zerglings coming through as well, so we just get all of that up and running here. Nothing crazy yet, mirrored build orders outside of the gas time, which is ever so slightly faster for Scarlet, which gives her a slightly faster link speed, the most minimal of differences here so far. And the queen's coming up, the link speed coming through, drones in production. Get this underway. Got all the lings heading across as well. They're just going to get up to the top side as we get the third hatcheries ready to go to. Scarlet's up just a couple of workers here, or there. I guess just one worker actually. It was the drone that had become a hatchery that was making a little bit of the difference already, so... Just looking for little differences, because obviously ZVZ can very much so be about those little differences. I'll be careful on each and every one of those moments as the couple of lings continue around. Link speed coming up, Bane nest coming through, hatchery building. We got extra drones and zerglings continuing about. A couple of lings will continue to chase. The lings get chased out of here. Link speed continuing through. Had some extra drones on for the moment. Our hatchery will be finishing very shortly. So yeah, getting those hatches finished up and seeing where we go. Lings is going to nibble, a couple of lings getting chased around. Rotoron coming online on the side of Solar, add a few drones on in there. You do see the Banelings coming up defensively, so Scarlet will have Banes available here to fight off Solar's lings. Solar bypassing the Baneling nest, or Banelings I should say. He's got the Baneling nest, but not making any Banes, instead going straight into that Rotoron. 3 Overlords on the way up, and we are about to spam some Roaches. Scarlet builds are there. That's something that's not exactly going to help her defensively. The Roach Warren will. She needs to figure out how aggressive Solo is about to be, realize how committed he is. Then she can decide how she wants to approach this. She could cancel the lair and build some additional roaches, for example. That's one great way of handling this, for example. So, you know, because then it gives you some extra money to work with. She sees no drones on the third hatchery, so that's a little bit of a sign that you're not beyond 2-base saturation, at least. And like I say, what she really needs is she nearly gets herself a good baneling connection there. What we really need is to realize that the roaches are coming, and they are starting to step down across the map now. So, Spinecrawler starts. Looks like we're going to let the lair finish. Scarlet has a lot of money. She has free supply. She has a way to get towards roaches of her own. It's just about having them all out and joined up together, ready for this defense. Obviously, that would be a problem, right? If you get those all joined up together. If they're kind of spread out and not really all in the same place or anything. Could be a pretty major issue as the Zergling's going to run forward. A couple queens are going to be there. The Lings get chased around. The baneling is going to connect in. Those few roaches will come about as well. Just going to be seeing a couple queens still taking some damage. Like I say, it's all about getting these roaches out in an appropriate timing. Are they going to be able to get here? We are going to see a baneling or two showing up from Scarlet trying to come in as well. Extra Lings coming up, that would be great. The Lings right now of Solo are going to create an issue. What those Lings do is they force you to hit the Lings instead of roaches. So instead of like cleaning up your opponent's roach count, the roaches get to stick in the back and just continue to do very well for themselves. Scarlet still looking to scramble together a defense here, basically, as we continue to fight very far forward. I do think there's that Spinecrawler in the natural. If she could get back towards using that, that would be amazing. The Ling's starting to show exactly why Lings are powerful. Spinecrawler is going to actually get to relocate. I do think that could have come in just a bit sooner because all of the fighting happened over here. Solo ain't stopping either. He's just going to go for even more. Ravagers morphing, Bane's morphing, Ling's on the way. Solo will be up against a few Banelings of Scarlet, which morph in as we speak. A couple more queens on the way too. Spinecrawler starts to poke. Corrosive Bars, that's why Corrosive Bars are going to be good, but we actually are going to get a grab on one of the Ravagers. So Scarlet stepping forward, getting that. Banelings going off on Banelings, so nullifying the Baneling threat here. Out of Zerglings for the moment, though. All those Lings that were coming up from Solo starting to flood on forward. And Scarlet getting surrounded is going to be rough, because now those roaches are going to struggle. Corrosive Fire gets a triple kill as well. It looks as though Solo's going to have just about enough for this Game 1 victory, as I think this is an overwhelming amount now. Just can't quite get the production up that we need. It's very close to a defense. I wonder if we brought that spine forward sooner, because the spine really was just sat not doing much in the natural for a long time. I think it was close enough that might have been the impact, kind of the deal breaker. Just bring it forward a little bit or kite toward it. Pick or choose which kind of way you want to go for it. GG Solo gets the opening game in this best of 5. Gets up to a 1-0 lead. Alright, ZVZ looking as ZVZ always does. Aggressive and quick. As we'll head to Whispers of Gold for round 2 here. Let's get that ready. Coco being called GL's pick off in the game too. Alright, so we are going to have ourselves second map coming straight in. Alright, second game coming up. Can Scarlet find something here? She was, like I say, I actually think she was very close to actually having a defense there. Don't think it was as doomed as the length of the game might suggest it was. Unstoppable Pork, thank you so much for the 29-month resub. Appreciate it. Let's dive into Whispers of Gold. And you do have in the bottom right, they've swapped colors, apologies guys. In the blue this time is going to be Scarlet. In the top left, our red Zerg will be Solo. He leads the series 1-0 in the best of 5. Do having some fun discussing there. The strength of Zerg right now. In the in-game chat. So we settle into this game too, get this up and running. We're just going to step over, hatch, gas, and pool, all coming up. Our spawn pool going to be finishing, got a couple of queens on the way. Nothing too crazy yet, we're following this overall because it really is the excitement for the first few moments. There's a couple of links pop out, we can follow those around and look for the scouting the scouting attempts and so that will come through. That'll be where we are getting going. Front on the bottom side going to become a hatch. We do have the link speed coming up on both sides. Just getting that going. A couple of links coming around. The queen coming through as well. Gonna keep on nibbling for a few moments, so seeing some success, making some progress. See, with both players heading in toward Ling Bane this game, we're looking to see a pretty kind of even setup between the two. Nothing too crazy happening here just yet. Does seem like we're going to have, like I say, a pretty cozy early few minutes. Couple Lings will continue to go back and forth. The Ling speed's finishing. Baneling Nest about to complete. The hatchery's coming online as well. Obviously, third hatchery will finish shortly, so both players are going to have a third hatch available right now. Roach drone coming through, the drone's on the way up. We had a queen on from both sides as well. Things are going to come a chasing us, so it gets a full scout around. Always nice to just get to see everything, and 41 drones each. Looking pretty darn reasonable at this point. Ling will just nibble. You're not going to see the drone taking damage. The other few Lings going back the other way. Again, the roaches continuing out, the lair, and a few more drones coming up. Had a baneling on with the additional roaches of Solar being produced as well. Here we go. Solar just going to start cutting drones and building purely units, seeing if he can once again succeed on some aggression. If Scarlett doesn't know, I mean, 11 more drones, she's going to go up to almost 60 workers here. It's already scary, right? Plus the lair, plus the Evo chamber, all these things that Solar is not putting money into so that he can have more money into the army than what Scarlett is going to have. Seven to Bane's building. The triple spine crawler defense begins from Scarlet, so we get that set up, so she does start to realize it now. I mean, those spines are going to be close to being done when Solar first attacks. We'll see what the Banes can do. The Baneling control here probably has a lot of the success of this game kind of riding on it. If the Banes can do well, that would be great. The first couple from Scarlet don't do great. The spine's quite spread out as well. Those Banes finishing shortly. First spine in the front going down. We're just going to send the Banes. Both players kind of send the Banes for the roaches. Clean up some Lings as we go. From this Scarlet really needs those spines because she committed to so much else in this game that's just not going to help her. She needs the static defense to help out. These spines in this third base, but she's just, I think, finding out about it all a bit too late. The scouting just was not there. And so, unfortunately, it Kind of feels as though this is going to be solo probably overwhelming. The supplies are getting close again, but Scarlett has to come in from two sides. Like, she's not really consolidated on her units. That's the problem. You just kind of jump on one position and overwhelm in one position, and Solo will succeed for quick game 2, taking a 2-0 lead and on match point here in this best of 5. Alright, our third map is going to be Sandworm. Let's see if Scarlett can take one and put one on the board as Solo. I mean, again, we've got 2 players obviously in the playoffs today that came from the group that was, made up of players that were a little bit less active, had not been active in a while in Starcraft. Before this tournament, Scarlett's last official matches, I believe, were in April. But it's been a hot second. Solo, obviously, in comparison, should be kind of the favorite coming in. Definitely just showing it with some times where Scarlett is close to figuring out what she needs. She's close to getting where she needs to be. Just can't quite... Just a little shy, right? A few seconds sooner, and obviously in ZVZ, a few seconds makes a world of difference as well. Go ready says Solo, go says Scarlet. Let's kick this off. Game number 3 starting right now. Even if we have a couple of quarterfinals, which are... Even if these are one-sided, right? Even if we have those, I still really enjoyed that first group of the tournament with the Scarlet, Kazer, DNS, and TLO. We had some really fun games. I think it was absolutely worth it. Looking back. I would do it again. I would do it again. Alright, guys. Let's kick into the bottom left corner, as we are going to have ourselves the red Zerg player. Swapping colors again, it is going to be Scarlet in the bottom left. She takes on Sola in the top right. Here on Sandworm. Well, this time we're going to see the early gas, the early pools. The Soul's going to step it up to a whole new level of aggression. So the one base from Soul this time. Get that underway, and we will see if Scarlet can find an answer to the one base attack. Few Zerglings coming up. We had a few Zerglings on with that Ling speed coming through as well. The Baneling Nest coming up. And Spawn Pool coming through as... lag. Like this is going to be a full drop. 20 seconds usually doesn't return, so... Couple of seconds obviously added now just before this happens and after, as we get ready to commit to this one base in a few more seconds. And that's coming up from Solar. Scarlet gets the pool on the way and needs that to finish. Obviously, going to have to play some defense here without that for the moment. Couple Lings comes that hatch, and he'll start to apply some pressure. Scarlet sees no hatcher on the natural, so she will know now it's a one base all in as well, and so she starts a Spine Crawler. I was going to say, it's hard to know this is a 12 pool versus like a 13-12 off of your like timing here, because the map's obviously a little bit unique and new as well. So yeah, the spine crawler necessary. You can go down in one base against this. You're up 6 workers. Ideally, you buy enough time to get the queen out. That would be nice to finish the queen. Don't know if Scarlet's going to get there. Link speed's about to finish, so then you've got to be very careful. The Bane's finishing too. She cancels the queen, doesn't want to just get it picked off on the low ground. As the spine crawler will be finishing. Good wall off to buy you a bit more time as well. A couple of Banelings obviously a big factor here. And drop another Evo to the south. I mean, right now we have a lot of money that is not being spent otherwise, I guess. So, Solar. Actually, we built a Baneling nest, so replacing the Baneling nest there obviously gives you a wall off and a structure that's going to be useful. Solar beginning to expand behind this. Obviously, Baneling nest is the correct call from Scarlet because you want to get Banelings up defensively against this before you go into Link speed, or if your own Link speed does not help you. Banelings will be a much more immediate help. Solar just going to try and buy some time sitting in this main base. Actually going to start committing in here. Loses the 2 Banelings on the left though, so that goes, they go and get shut down immediately. So no success there at all. Additional Baneling is just going to start morphing in and get those going. The Zergling is going to step about. Link speed coming through. See the few Links coming over to the side. That Zergling going to get hit. Queen's going to step up as well, so they're just going to come straight on forward. Scarlet will, of course, start to re-expand, and still is on a drone lead, so actually has a reasonable position to come out of this into. Spine steps forward as well. Going to move up. Crawler will burrow down the low ground. The few Zerglings are going to step up. Roach Roran is going to continue through. About halfway done at the moment. We add on a couple of additional Overlords. That Zergling is going to step up. That's going to go down. Spire going to be the choice from Scarlet. There's a lot of a gas on the left. It's a very unique take as Solar just begins to build roaches. He might just kill Scarlet before the Spire comes up. If she gets the Spire, I don't think it's going to go very well for Solar, but like I say, do we get there? Spinecrawler burrows. We do see the couple Lings coming about, the Banelings as well. Gonna start to step on forward. Here's the Banes are gonna take a couple moments to step about. The Queen's gathering. All of the Spines are gonna be finishing. Scarlet knows what's coming and she knows that she's committed to this Spire, right? So she just needs to play defense. Has a few Lings on the counterattack, playing cleanup. Obviously her supply is gonna look terrible right now because she's about to build the mutas. This is all just about, I mean, Solar should never attack into this many Spines, but probably feels super committed. It's gonna send it. I mean, the Zerglings start to come through. There's no other units here. It's just the Spines. The mutas are on the way. How much do we keep alive? Spines starting to drop more slowly as units got to run out. A few extra Lings show up, but the mutas are about to be here. Like, is there a chance these mutas can do enough? Realistically? Well, credit to Solar. I didn't think attacking into the Spines was good, but it actually gives him probably the best chance here. As these mutas are going to start playing cleanup. We get after the roaches. The Zerglings going for the hatchery. Are we going to have any chance of keeping this alive? No, it's going to die. So the natural hatch goes down, and I guess now Solar just builds a couple of spores, and the muta count is not exactly great enough to go and do too much here. We'll get an Overlord as we come over. It's difficult to make it happen with just a handful of Mutalisks. If there was Mutas and other production available, sure, but it's just not really the case, as we probably don't even have time to stop for the Overlords, I don't think. Scarlet's going to go after the catcher on the third base. Going to jump onto that straight away as a couple of Mutas show up. They're going to get rid of the Baneling. There's another Bane they can get rid of. The Queens are going to be an issue. Because Sola has an army on the ground as well, it's not like Scarlet can just kind of take on the Queens, and she kind of has to fight. This will go for a couple of drones. It's difficult. You got to fight because you don't really have the setup to kind of not fight, right? Bane's going to roll into that natural. The drones pull away. The Banes try and make something of it still. They go down. Really the value that you're looking for is it as Scarlet tries to find a way in with the Mutas. I had so much belief in these Mutas, but I think obviously Scarlet started natural. It's very different because now you control your opponent. You can take a third base and so on. Maybe she still can. She's up in supply. Drone counts are equal. The army supply is 27 to the 16. He's going to get there, a couple of drones dropping. Flyer attack coming through. The infestation bit building from Solar. Again, the drones, the roaches, the queens continue up as well. Let's just get over to the edge. The extractor taking some damage. The Mutas do end up pulling away. Just come up. A couple of drones we can go jump onto. I mean, I guess this is what I was talking about, right? The Mutas can now control the game a little bit, and then you take a third base. It's just a much slower taking of control for Skull than what it could have been, because obviously if you never lost that natural, you could have gone straight to the third or so. It could have been very different. Roach gathers, the few Mutas gather. We do see some links coming across again. With a couple of infestors out, it's going to get more and more difficult here for Scarlet. I mean, Solar just have to try and play defensively and slowly and take it just step by step. Let's get there. A couple of Zerglings go down again. Going to find themselves one queen. There's going to be a drone on the edge as well, so we can get some damage. You start to take a fourth base top left. Scarlet with Bane speed, melee upgrade, continue to just sit on the Lingbane Muta. Eventually that army is... The problem is eventually this army of Scarlet kind of does not trade well later into the game. That's what Soul is building to. He's building to the Mega Army, the Ultra Army that's going to be so tough to get rid of. It's going to be difficult. As those 5 Overlords continue up, the couple of Infestors coming through still from Solar. Carapace, Groove Spines coming online as well. Add a couple more drones on. I like this base being taken. The only issue I have with this base is it's the more easily accessible base from your opponent, just kind of shoving straight through the center of the map. Overlord starting up from Scarlet 2 as she looks for different ways to apply pressure. Find ways in, find ways past the defense. We just dive around. Just going to jump straight onto the extractor here, so we begin to put some damage in, put some work on. Extractor is going to drop. The Queen's coming over, the Infestor as well. The rest of the Mutas join back together on the bottom right-hand side. Add a group of Banelings onto that as well, so plus 11 Banes, a few drones on the way. And the melee upgrade and +2 flyer attack. Upgrades to help you as well. Those drop loads going to be fun heading into that main base in the next few moments. Give you an opportunity to run around with those lings and try and put some damage out. Things will unload. The mutas are going to go and jump onto that sport. They're going to go down. The queen going to drop. This sport going to go down as well. And the lings continue forward, jumping onto the roaches. Spawning pool, Baneling Nest continue to get picked away at. Let's have ourselves the infestors, though. We're going to find the fungals. Oh no, the mutas have to start splitting up here, but they're going to continue to eat fungals. Hydra's arriving. How many mutas go down? It's going to be a good number. We try and turn some of the mutas into some of the infestors because they're just going to go down anyway. Why not commit them for some sort of value? Scarlet loses so many mutas there. 50 mutas dead in the game. Oof. That was all. Yeah, 14 died right in that fight. So 14 in that fight. That's a brutal loss. That's an expensive potential rebuild from Scarlet, who's up with drones and so on, yes. But again, she's playing the less effective fighting army. Trades like that keep Solar in the game efficiency-wise. And so it's going to be more difficult to outmine. That's going to be the issue here. The Mutalisks get back up through the center. Oh, that's not it either. Scarlet not watching. I mean, neither was Solar. He gets a couple of meters off the Hydra shots, but he could have had a Fungler to kill them all. As, yeah, Solar's going to send it. Scarlet, I just don't know if she's got the time she needs. She's got this Dropper Lord play. And it's going to be fun. Bane's rolling by. The problem is you got to go and you got to deal with this army as well. Like, the Dropper Lords are fun. That's great. Dealing damage here is awesome. You got to be able to win the game as well, though. And I don't know what Scarlet really has right now that's going to win the game, unless you really can just truly win out completely in the base trade. If you're going to win out in this base trade, what you need to do is you need to get rid of every single drone. You can't let drones start running around the map. I mean, I guess that's the plan. Just get rid of every single drone. Don't let drones run around the map and rebuild. And just, like I say, just commit to the base trade. Do what we can do here. Because, to be fair, Solar's actually pulling back home, so Solar will pull back over here. The mutas and lings will dive into the main base to try and get a bit more there. Oh, Solar's just going to say GG. He doesn't think he can win a base trade, because base trading against mutas is not a fun ordeal. Scarlet will take a map, and she will bounce back in our best of 5. That's a weird game, because obviously it started with the aggression, the bust into the 7 spine crawlers. It was definitely a game of ZVZ, to say the least, as we are going to go into Frostline for map number 4. Have to run some ads, guys, as we're just trying to keep those out of the game, so rather run them now and when the game is at its peak. Do, 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 do. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're missing a caster. Number 8. There we go. Grab them. And go. Why don't Zergs rush lurkers? Because if you rush lurkers, you just die while your opponent just masses roaches. You don't get to lurkers unless your opponent is too passive. Just too much of an investment. Impossible. Alright. Gonna head into game 4. Scarlet bringing it back a map. Taking a game. That's nice. After the first couple of games were very aggressive builds by Solar that just got the better of Scarlet right away. Nice. Nice. Alright, let's go to Frostline. As we have got in the bottom left-hand corner, taking a map and keeping this series alive for one more map at least, we are going to have the red Zerg player, Scarlet. Taking on in the top right-hand side, our blue Zerg, we are going to have Solar. In 4 of this best of 5. Can Scarlet find a way to take another game? What will Solar do? Back to maybe some of the more typical ways of expanding and just kind of getting into some aggression, maybe like we saw in games 1 and 2, rather than just the one base. Possibilities. Well, Overlords move about, hatching the pool on the way. Thanks Solo for losing and giving us more CVZs. I know, crazy. What a guy. And shout out to the players for taking part as well. Appreciate some of the different players like Scarlett and so taking part in this one. It's been fun to see some different names again. Again, trying to capture a little bit of what the Byun Bash is about, which is seeing some different players and seeing some different players get deep as well. Very fun. Very fun, very cool. As we just have ourselves a very exciting Overlord moving across the map right now. And link speed starting on both sides, so no real difference between the two players just yet. So rad to see Scarlet play these days. Yeah, her last official match before this tournament was in August. So that's a long ass time ago. A long ass time ago. A couple of Zerglings going to come through and move about. The Baneland nest coming up on both sides. The Zerglings just going to get through again. Link speed continuing to build. For the moment, we get that on the way. Get this all set up. Now the link speed is about to finish. Link step through, again the Rotor and the drones continue about, the Lean Bane coming through, the hatch coming online. And the Lean Bane going to gather about, just going to be seeing the Rotor on same time from both players. And Scarlet's heading into that lair while Solar starting to make some Lean Bane. He's up a few drones already. What will he do? I'm wondering if maybe aggressive again. He again scouts. He's had Brit Scout in this game, or this series. He's consistently being able to get in and have a good read on what Scarlet is doing. It's definitely a series where Solar's played with good information and with a lot of confidence because of that. Roaches build on both sides, the lair coming through. We have the Zerglings still moving across, the couple Banes slowly waddling on forward. Have our lair, the Roaches continue to build up as the Queen steps back into the natural. Roaches very much so still continuing by. We do have ourselves the Feelings going to get across there, going to grab at a drone. Second drone taking some damage, but doesn't quite fall. The Zerglings continuing across also. Queen will gather. Again, lair drones coming up. Roach speed on the way. Add a few more roaches into play. Just see Scarlet going to go around the top left-hand side with some lings. Constantly looking for those counterattacks. She's still making quite a few lings as well. The more lings she makes, the interesting this gets because it's obviously going to be less drones. So she starts to drone now, but has been behind on economy for the moment. Building roach speed, but no moment missile upgrade from Scarlet either. No Evo chamber in play even, so right now Solar starts to be like, I might be in a little bit of trouble. Units are coming my way. He starts up some spine crawlers. Oh, Scarlet's gonna knight us. I see. That's so interesting. It's interesting then that she's now building some drones, so she's gonna knight us off of an economy even. Steps up here. Don't really have enough to go through. The Lings are going to try their best to run by, but there's a Roach in the wall off, so that doesn't go very far either. Try and come back up on the right side. There's a couple of Bane lanes, and they actually get a decent connection. Solar able to hit nicely there as the Nidus network will finish very shortly. The Roach speed finishing soon. But like I said, that Knight is going to come up, and where are we going to, I guess, corner the main base is a huge opportunity, but there's no Overlord there for vision. Oh, that's such a shame, because actually we could have gotten into the Nidus and that removes some of the defensive positioning. That's a real shame. It's actually a huge opportunity. It's just going to be missed. Well, there's an Overseer that's going to head across, but obviously the timing is not quite synced up. We're going to go first Nidus out the front. If you can Nidus into the main base after, that could still be very cool. Roaches, the Overseer, continue to move about as we are going to see the Nidus popping. A few Roaches are going to start spawning. The Overseer here, yeah, Roaches in the main base immediately going to watch for the next Nidus attempt. Scarlet. I fear that she is all-inning with less stuff, which is never really a good sign. She has Roach speed, which is kind of nice, but being the aggressor in, Roach speed is going to be less of a factor. The Lings need to do some work right now. I just don't think it's going to work out for Scarlet. She steps up. There's a Ravager. That's going to be problematic as well. The few Lings aren't going to do much as Roaches get across there, and I just... it's a better fight for Scarlet, actually, because the Concave's good. Is that enough to give her an edge? Solo finishes +1 missiles. That's going to help a lot. His Roaches will do so much more damage now. Scarlet can reinforce quickly with the Nidus. Quickly enough, though, as Scarlet just has to kind of push up and cuddle into these units because of the corrosive Bile. She gets rid of the Ravager, but she doesn't have enough of anything else. Well, Nidus to the bottom right instead, but I just don't think this is quite going to be good enough. As it looks as though Solar will have the edge that we need to close out this series, I think. It's rough from here. Like, it doesn't seem like a massive army supply gap, but the fact it's missile upgrade already for Solar is going to be really huge. He's playing defensively. He knows what's happening, so it's very difficult to outposition him. And he's about to have Roach speed, so the one disadvantage he's really playing with is very soon going to wither away. And that really leaves Scarlet with nothing really kind of on her side or kind of, you know, helping her out, basically. Solar at this point is just going to have more and more stuff. Starts at +2 missiles. He's confident he can afford to upgrade while everything else continues. Bottom right, a bunch of Roaches spawn out of a Nidus worm. They're going to set up in that bottom right side. The Roach Ravager here from Solo, wanting to decide just where it should strike or what it should do. Roach is going to step across. The Roach Ravager gathers up. Here comes the Nidus on the top side, just going to get positioned as the Roaches do start to step straight through here. A couple of Roaches going to get caught. Step up in towards that right-hand side. A couple Lings going to get to work. Queen's and the Ling drones start to take some damage. There goes a Queen. Now the rest of the Roach Ravager stepping through too. It's just going to be going straight towards the natural. I mean, this is Solar able to take the fight with the upgraded advantage. Scarlet's trying to go into burrowed Roaches, which would have been a cool way to maybe get back into it if she has the time. And she will, for the moment, at least start to defend. Solar has to bring the rest of his units across. The mobility of a Nidus still gives Scarlet some threat across the map, so it was difficult initially for Solar to bring just everything over the other side. Roach Ravager stepping through, and better Concave, a few more Ravagers just immediately ready to go. Killing Roaches as they spawn. The Roach Roaring in trouble as well is not exactly a good sign, as I think we're going to see Solar finish up this series 3-1 in his favor, and he advances through to the semifinals. Solar takes it to the semis. So Solar will be taking on Lambo in the top side ZVZ round of 4 matchup. And the other round of 4 will be Hero versus Bunny or Byun. We're going to get Bunny and Bion ready to rumble here. We'll get that started up. Get into our final matchup of the day. One more best of 5, guys, as we continue our way through these quarterfinals of the Warditv Boomer Bash, brought to you and sponsored by Crate Entertainment. Drop the link for Crate in the Twitch chat right now if you want to check out their games and stuff. I'm gonna nip to the bathroom and stuff while we get the video started, guys, for Bunny and Byun. So we'll BRB for a couple of moments. We'll come right back. More Starcraft coming through. We'll get that all rolling. So I will see you guys very shortly. The Starcraft resumes just after this quick little break. BRB. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you, TKL, for the raid. Welcome, everybody. French stream as we go into our final series of the day here in the Warditv Boomer Bash. We are just getting everyone into position for this Terran versus Terran. Just checking how many people we need here. Cool. Bion's ready. Just waiting for Bunny to ready. The battle of the buns. Bun, Byun, Bunny, Byun. B, Y, U, and N's all fighting here. The only players that are allowed in this one, as we see who will make the semi-finals of the Warditv Boomer Bash. Increase that prize money guaranteed to $250 for playing on that final day. And Lambo versus Solar, and Hero versus the winner of Bunny and Bion. Let's get this started, guys. Let's kick this off. Let's go into ley lines. So some Terran versus Terran to finish off the day. It's a best of 5. Let's see what kind of TVT we get. TVT can be very aggressive, it can be very quick as well as a matchup, but it can also be one of the most drawn out matchups as well, right? Like, it really does have that tendency to have so many different ways that a game can end, that a game can go. In the bottom left, our blue Terran is Byun, repping the Shopify Rebellion. Taking on Bunny in the top right-hand corner of the map, our red Terran player. So we kick off, we get going. We have an SCV. 2 SCVs already coming across the map, so aggression right from the very beginning here. is going to be in the form of barracks, and it's going to be from Byun to put the pressure on the Proxy 2-Rex to start this series off. 2-Rex Reaper is such a scary proposition in this matchup. If you go one gas expand, it can be very deadly. It's definitely a big part of the rock, paper, scissors, and showing that you're willing to do it in this series is definitely going to put that into the mind of Bunny for the rest of the series as well. Maybe then allows you to get away with a couple things as Byun throughout the rest of the series and do another couple of things while your opponent is considering that and, you know, keeping that in his mind. So yeah, there's a lot of intrigue when you kind of look at it like this. So we'll see how it goes. And Reaper coming about, getting settled in. And our second Reaper coming up as well, so getting all of that going here. 2 Reapers to start us off. You get that going. The no scout from Bunny, but that's okay because he's playing the double gas, so he's not playing a fast expansion, so no scout is fine. If you're playing one gas, you have to scout. Otherwise, you risk dying to 2 Rex Reaper, so no scout is actually okay in this situation. So this is pretty much just fine. Pretty reasonable so far. Let's do, have the Reaper going to get a first shot off, so Bunny has to pull back, and Bion will try and find a way in. So this should be fine for Bunny. He has the tools, he has the information now. There's the factory finishing soon. Let's see if Bion can find some good micro to make something happen. SCV's going down, going to make it 4 in a second. No, not quite. A couple of Reapers come back through. Going back the other direction. Let's see, I mean, 3 SCV is not bad. What can we do continue through here? We're going to get this Hellion separated because the Reapers are low. As we dive up, the Reapers are still low, and Bion is going to get through. The Reapers go down. This is a problem. We get rid of the Marine. Next Marine's away. We're going to get quite a lot of SCVs, and let's say Bion has absolutely done what he needs to here. The micro has been good from him. He's going to get himself into a great position. Can he save that Reaper? No, has to get out with the other Reapers, but it's more SCVs, it's more damage dealt. You're also forcing the pullback, right? So the SCV's pulling away from mineral lines for a little while. Nicely done. And starboard building, tech labs coming up. Reapers come over toward the natural. And command center starboard continue to come online. The tech lab finishing from Bion in the next few moments. A few Marines will just begin to hit that barracks, and barracks though provides high ground vision. 2 Marines die, so Bion still finding value with the Reapers, and still just getting a little bit extra out of this at this point. I like it, being a good start from Bion. It's the kind of start which puts Bion into a lead, but it's not such a lead where the game has ended because of the 2 Rex Reaper as well, right? But yes, Bion is in an advantage, and if he breaks through here and gets a bunch more SCVs, maybe an even larger one. But it's an advantage which, in theory, I think should just be something that Bunny, yeah, you play from behind, but there's absolutely a way back into this, right? You know, in TVT, you get a good position, you get a good drop-off. Losing 7 additional workers, though, obviously I started this phrase and sentence before that, so, yeah. Great, thank you, Bion. I started this sentence when Bion, was just starting to fight against those units again. Obviously, you lose 7 additional SCVs as well as a bunch of your units, then it's not going to be okay, obviously. So it was in a position where Bunny was behind but could probably play back in. You lose 7 workers on top of that still, and the units as well. You're not going to be able to do that, and hence GG. Alright. Pull this around, we'll get set up. And we'll get game number 2 ready to go, guys. No ads, because that's actually a very fast game for once. Beautiful. Alright, players are ready, so let me start this off and reply. Cool. Perfect. Yeah, obviously tomorrow the times change, but I think what we'll do is we'll start still at... Yeah, we'll still start at the same time for the Koreans, and then Lambo, it would be an hour later, which I think is just fine, but Lambo can't play tomorrow anyways, so... Alright, anyways, yeah, I'm just sorting things out. People are trying to organize things. Alright, let's go into the bottom right-hand side. Blue Terran player here is going to be Bion. Top left Terran player is going to be Bunny. We kick off into game 1 of this best of 5. Game 2, sorry, of this best of 5. Bion is up 1-0 in this series. So again, a little bit distracted with the discussing schedule and stuff, just trying to get that sorted while players are still around and so on. Alright, awesome. Game 2. Best of 5. As we get this up and running. Racks in the gas coming through, and it's going to be proxy racks once again here from Byun. So he's just going to go for more of the same, getting that going immediately. So both those barracks coming down, the racks and the gas coming online. We will see our SCVs building as well. SCVs producing through and get that underway for the moment. Racks is going to lift off, move into the tech lab. Wow, a completely different form of proxy racks this time. And Bunny this time is going no scout 1 gas. Oh, this could not be worse than it is right now, I don't think. If he doesn't build his second depot in the corner, he's just not going to scout this. Oh no. Oh no. He builds it in the corner, but the wrong corner. He's built it in the Reaper spotting corner. Not in the... Not in this corner. Oh no, Bunny. This TVT is going to start going very wrong very quickly with Marauders in the main base, and Bunny has got no idea about it at all. Byun is going to be loving this. Depot finishes. It's still not good enough. I wonder if Byun knows that's roughly where people build this as well, so like you can get away with this a lot of the time. Look how perfectly these barracks fit into the dark spot in Bunny's main base. Obviously, Byun will not go until concussive shells, maybe even 3. I guess second and third Marauder are very close together, so probably just goes with 3 Marauders. And I think you just die. We're building a bunker on the low ground! No, we even build a Marine after 1 Reaper. GG. It's over. The Marauders show themselves. And Byun has got a 7-minute 2-0 lead in this best of 5. But no scout. No scout was fine in game 1 because you're going double gas. You're very safe. And against 2 Rax Reaper, you can defend with no scout. Like, it's actually very normal. That's how the matchup works. So that was fine. No scouting on Whispers of Gold, playing 1 gas expand. Very risky. You're basically banking on the, oh, Byun won't do something aggressive again. Byun goes even further. Byun gets even more aggressive, so it doubly punishes down the no scout to the point of absolutely just no retreat. Damn. Brutal. Let's go, Byun. Wardy ain't paying you by the hour. No, I'm really not. Byun, we need longer games so we can run more ads, darn you. If you guys are enjoying the stream today, as we don't have ads, I'll just take a moment to sell out. Our players are ready. Just while you jump into the game, obviously, a couple of things mentioned. Follow on the Twitch channel. If you're watching on the YouTube, take a moment to like and subscribe. Helps us out massively. If you're on the Twitch and you want to help the YouTube, I'll give you a link on the Twitch chat as well to like and subscribe to YouTube. Helps out again massively. We've got big plans for the YouTube this year. We'd love to hit some higher sub counts, so do check that out. Plus, if you're really enjoying the stream, this one is sponsored by Create Entertainment, the Boomer Bash, but we are constantly running Warditv tournaments. We're putting out thousands of dollars a month into the Starcraft 2 economy. If you want to help us with that, do consider supporting the channels by subscribing. Use your Prime subs if you're on Twitch. We appreciate those massively. They help us out a lot. You can obviously donate and cheer if you'd like to. And there is the Patreon page as well, patreon.com/Warditv, where 100% of your pledges will go directly into StarCraft 2 tournament prize pools. So if you want to support prize pools directly, patreon.com/Warditv. If you want to support the stream in general and prize pools a little bit, but not necessarily 100%, subscribe, donate, etc. All of it helps out. All of it allows us to do more StarCraft, stream every day, and bring you guys as much StarCraft 2 as possible. In the top right-hand corner, Byun is sending SCVs down across the map once again. Bunny in the bottom left, Red Town. He looks so good in the groups, and this best of 5 has just gotten off to the worst possible start. His greed has been punished, and then punished a second time. And he's down 0-2 with a hole to dig himself out of. And he hop back into this series as he will play double gas. Yes, he probably plays double gas no scout again. Which is, like I say, against 2 racks Reaper, double gas no scout is okay. It's actually better to double gas no scout than to double gas scout. Because the extra little bit of economy you have from that SCV is more worth it. And you already have what you would have anyway against that Reaper play. Unless you're caught off guard and lose your first Reaper, which shouldn't happen because you should have fast reactions, right? So then it comes down to a micro war where you're actually going to be okay because you've just gone double gas. And again, the extra SCV staying at home is actually beneficial to you. So yeah, double gas coming up sets you up nicely. And our first Reaper on the way. Obviously that Reaper would, in theory, like to go and scout for proxies and to try and figure out if it's a proxy or not, because then you get a little bit more of a heads up before 2 or 3 Reapers jumping in at the same time. Reaper will pop, I guess, one of the questions here, what do we build second? Another Reaper. Reaper just going to check the low ground, but will stay at home. So it doesn't actually go checking too far out. Just going to stay at home now. Just going to stay on the high ground, stay safe. This Bunny is about to expand the low ground, which is going to be regrettable because now the Reapers show up. And that SCV will be an easy pick. So first SCV down. Now you pull the Reaper back, you pull a couple SCVs, you start your first Hellion, and now this is a micro war. That was not the grenade I think Bunny was looking for there. Grenades towards his own SCV more so than towards his opponent's Reapers. Doesn't really want to cancel the command center, but you kind of have to. Obviously the Reapers can just sit there, you have to come down into them. It doesn't really make a lot of sense if you play like that. One more SCV going down as Bion tries to find as much as possible. We're going to pull one more Reaper away. The Hellion is good, and this time we get a Reaper without losing one. And this is where it looks like a much better defense overall. Like, yeah, the CC on the low ground's unfortunate. That's 100 minerals you didn't really want to have there and a slowdown on a building. If he went high ground CC, he would have had that just well on the way right now, so... Maybe it joins up, so 4 Reapers join together. Yeah. Starport coming about, the CC coming through. Barracks flies into the main base. The few units are just going to gather, and obviously the barracks will provide vision. Bion knows this isn't going too far. He knows this is not going to get as far away from Bunny as it did in the first game, so he's just going to cut his losses, pull back, send this one barracks forward. Still has the Reapers nearby, but they're not making any attempts to make a play right now. And the Cyclone coming up from both players will help to solidify the early game sets of units here for these early stages. So we get into a much more normal game at this point. Finally in this series. It only started like 10-15 minutes ago. I only started 10 or 15 minutes ago, but we're down 0-2. Brutal. Raven coming about, a couple of refineries in the orbital coming up as well. Again, our Cyclone building, the tank and a couple of Marines coming up as we speak, so we bring that through. And the medevac has a Cyclone inside. The Raven is actually quite far forward. It's going to be seen. Bion is almost like, oh, can I get a Raven here? No, you can't, Bion. He's going to pull that back, going to play it safe. And the siege tank's coming online. The Liberator coming through. Add a Viking on from Bunny as well, plus a couple of Marines. Two Marines going to be there, pushing the medevac back out the other side. Back around the left, barracks gonna drop down, get a tech lab going, just gonna get another couple of barracks coming in. Prince of Bunny will gather together. Well, Vikings coming through, the siege tank coming around, extra barracks building. This unit's just unloading from Bion, settling for a few moments. Gonna fight. Cyclone lock-on was good. That Cyclone low dopes around the other way, so Bion actually taking a lot of damage there. Bunny's army supply is huge right now. Second starport as well. He's going to double down on a push that looks to end this game rather than the investment into the future. So Bunny wants to go, go, go. Can Byun stop him? As Bunny is already coming across with double the army supply, about to arrive into toward the natural here. Cyclones and a couple of lock-ons. We are going to see the medevac being picked away at. A couple of Reapers taking damage as well. We are going to land the Vikings. We're going to step up into the natural. We are going to see SCVs pulling through. The order turret goes down. The siege tank goes down. Vikings and the Raven still hanging about right there. Just going to see Bunny. I mean, already controlling this natural. The CC burning. Oh, we had some SCVs had to pull away. Needs to fix that. That's a big problem if you're not mining off of all your minerals properly. As we got to pull back. We actually take a lot of free shots. We're going to lose a Viking for free there. That's a shame because so much of this is about air control. Bunny has still not fixed the main base gas problem. Tank's able to connect. We'll get rid of that siege tank on the other side. The Viking's going to come in. The Liberator as well. We'll get through, firing up a few more shots. Liberator going to siege on top of the siege tank. The Viking will go down. The SCVs pull in. How much can Bunny do here? Remember that Bion has a third base, so you kind of need to do a lot right now. Viking lands a little bit late, arguably, as the tank pulls away. 13 SCVs die of Bion, so he's down by 12 workers. And he will clean up absolutely everything that was pushing him and annoying him in these past few moments. The Cyclone locking on, a couple of Marines going down. I mean, Bunny still has room to work with here. He's fixed the main base problem as well. Those SCVs are back to mining on the minerals, so they get put back into play. Guns upgrades continue through. 1-1 in combat shields, both will start. The siege tank coming up. Additional SCVs and the medevacs coming online as well. Pushing through the center. I see one Cyclone getting taken down immediately. A couple of tanks just gonna almost look like they disappeared for a second there. Is wave 2 from Bunny. 15 army supply lead still. Up in workers as well, which is obviously great considering the fact that he's meant to be the more aggressive player. Up to see a Liberator here. This is where a Liberator will do so much to help you push into position. We're going to order turret, try and break down the tank. The Vikings are just going to land, but the Marines have a wraparound! And Byun going to come back in from the other direction to make it difficult. I mean, Bunny is going to actually lose the Viking to the siege tank fire, I believe. It was the friendly fire that killed that. Byun is actually going to slow Bunny down. I mean, Bunny still has more stuff. It's just, it's coming across the map, and that takes time. Medevac there will start to take some shots. The Liberator is coming too. I think that's going to be huge. Because there's no air control from Byun right now. He's starting 2 Vikings. They're just not ready yet. So there is time where a Liberator can completely dominate their skies in the natural and just get so much out of this. Liberator sieging already. 1-1 upgrades and the combat shield coming through. The Medevac's going to go boosting across. Just have a string of units continuing forward. Bunny heading up into towards the natural. We have that Liberator siege, and the siege tank is going to not go down. We actually unsiege the Liv to pull it back a little bit. There's a drop across the map, and Bion is going to cause some concern for Bunny, who does not have a good way to deal with stimmed Marines, because so much of Bunny's army is just about being teched up. And these upgraded Marines, they're 1-1, stim, combat shield, and they are shredding through a mineral line right now. We need a tank to help this out, or tank spawns into the units, though. That's not what I meant. As this tank is going to come around. Viking will kill the medevac with a Marine still inside, so that's one way to start shutting this down. Bunny doing enough on the other side. He needs to reposition that Lib, go after the next tank, aggressively defend that Liberator as well. He will go after the two Vikings here. The tanks will get cleaned up, and he's going to say GG. Wow, Bion is just going to rampage through this series. That was like a 20-minute best of 5. Ah, no, so sad. So sad. We end with an absolute one-sided series, which is a shame. I think it's fair to say. Shame. Alright. GG's. Byun advances through to the semi-finals. Bunny, man, he looks so good in the groups, and then just... this was just not it. This was just not it. GG's, guys. GG's. Yeah, that's it for today. So the Boom and Bash will conclude tomorrow. It looks like Lambo and Solo will get their match pre-played. My only concern is that if Lambo wins, we will not have the finals tomorrow, unless I can sort something out. I don't think I'll be able to, though, in time. We'll figure it out tomorrow, I'm sure. But yeah, we are having more StarCraft 2 continuing up, because we're going to have Warditv Mondays on Monday again. And then there's not a lot of scheduled stuff next week, but that's because we're going to be starting to do the Warditv Spring Championship stuff. We're going to start getting the dates for that set into place, so that we can figure out when we're going to have those games and when those matches are going to happen. So Warditv Spring Championship information will be coming ASAP. So that will be what fills up a lot of next week that is just not set in place just yet, basically. So next week will probably be a selection of qualifiers for that Warditv Spring Championship. And that should be great, because the Spring Championship format is going to be 28 players. No, 24 players. The best 4 players, the 4 players that have won Warditv Mondays will be seeded into Group Stage 2. And they will be joined by the 12 players that advance out of Group Stage 1, which will be 5-player round-robin groups. So we'll have 5-player round-robin groups, 12 players advance, they enter Group Stage 2 with the players who've been winning Warditv Mondays. That will be best of 3 and best of 5 combined double elimination groups into an 8-player bracket. I'm not sure if I'm going to make the final bracket double elim yet or not. I kind of want to. I think I want to. I think I probably will. So that's where we're at. Because to be fair, it's only like 3 or 4 days the players have to play. I think it's fine. We'll make it convenient for them as well. So yeah. So that's going to be the Spring Championship. So the format's set. We just need to set some dates and stuff. My calendar's super busy. There's a lot of stuff going on here and there, but we'll get that sorted out. Rex has got a tournament coming up as well. But basically, for the rest of this month, the Warditv Spring Championship is going to be the main thing. I'm hopefully going to start working on the European League as well. I'm really just waiting on some news to be announced to know what sort of dates and stuff we potentially have. Yeah, just waiting for some dates and stuff to be announced so we can figure out when exactly we can run stuff or and so on, because there might be something happening at some point. That might mean that we can't run stuff, so yeah. Cryptic, but that's all I've got to work with as well, so yeah, so that's kind of what's going on, guys. Exciting times, Spring Championship. I feel like we've had some great games in the Boom and Bash. Obviously, Boom and Bash will conclude tomorrow then, hopefully. And yeah, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna go chill a little bit. I'm gonna get yeah, I'm gonna go chill a little bit. I'm gonna set us up into yeah, I'm gonna go chill and I'm gonna sort out the Spring Championship stuff. That's my plan for the day. Awesome. Alrighty, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Run a set of ads on the outro. Supports the channel. If you did enjoy, obviously do the usual stuff to support. And I'll find someone to host it. Raid the Bulgarian qualifiers? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I heard the legend Raynor is streaming League of Legends. Maybe we'll raid him. Yeah. Alright. I will see you guys later. You guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.